Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Deadlands.
Hey, if I mess up your introduction, we're live and you can't fix it.
It's true, but I can just throw things at you, so...
Please be careful because I'm next to him.
I'm very accurate.
What is that?
It's a fidget
spinner.
Oh.
It's a Ninja Star fidget spinner.
Yeah, it's a Ninja Star. That's why I'm confused.
Sounds like, I'm very accurate. What are you doing? Spinning it. But your fingers aren't moving. That's how fast I'm spinning it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Deadlands Hunter Society. I'm John, the executive producer here at Farmer Show Films, and game master for our Shadowrun game of Deadlands Hunter Society. You may notice a lack of green screen behind me. You can see all the way back to the far end of our lovely studio here. That's because cat urine was involved, and that's as far as we'll go.
It might have been the dog.
It smelled like cat.
It might smell like.
So,
apologies, someone left the door to the basement.
It's okay. It's okay.
The studio, you mean?
Oh,
Studio.
I'm sorry.
It's a studio.
It's a studio in a basement.
It's a studio. It's a basement studio or a studio basement. Anyways, let me see if I can adjust some of the gain here while I talk. So, when last we left our heroes, it was episode 8, which was the semi-lost episode. It was one without video. We apologize for that, but as you can see, we've got our video mostly.
And it had some of the best visuals.
It had some of the best visuals that you guys just had to, make them happen with your mind. So, however you thought it looked 10 times better. Anyways.
As two brothers hit on each other.
It was
a bad day.
It was glorious.
It was a great day. I got front row seats.
It was a little terrifying when I was sitting in between them, but once I moved, it was better.
You got very front row seats.
Yeah, I got the... Yeah.
But yeah, so when last we left our heroes, they found a crashed spaceship of some kind, which prompted a hard left turn from the driver.
Damn right. There wasn't actually a turn. It's just suddenly we were moving in a different direction, and the laws of physics were like, wait, what?
Suddenly left. And I'm trying to make, while I'm talking, I'm trying to also make things work.
Oh, and I died sometime before that. Well, I didn't really die, but
Well, you guys hit a pothole. First you hit a pothole, and you died. Which was, welcome to Dark Souls. So they found a spaceship, and they went to investigate, and upon investigation, they discovered that the spaceship was currently inhabited by a young French elf girl. And Marie, yes, and the elf girl was dazzling our troll with her wit and grace, and while she was doing that, the others went around exploring the ship, trying to see if there was anything salvageable here. So the party split up, and we had Matisse and Cassio with the little elf girl. Doing various things, and we had the rest of the party going off to do more important things. And now that we're getting into talking about character names, let's actually introduce each other, because as I said, I'm the game master, and with me today is the unexpected Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm right. Sorry.
Right?
No, you're left.
I'm
No, you're
playing
straight
a
ahead.
character.
Gilda,
Dwarven Gunslinger Adept. She kills things.
And also with me is the very expected Austin.
Hello. I am Métis Dubois, French troll, demolitions expert, lover of fine wine, fine food, and fine women.
And also with me is the extant William.
I am William, and I'm playing Cadmus, the Dwarven Rigger.
And with me is the existential Zach.
I'm Zach. I'm playing Cassio Montag, historian, diplomat, knower of every language on Earth.
And with me is the ephemeral Stan.
Yes, definitely. I'm playing Ian, the magical elf.
When you said extant, I was kind of expecting you to almost call me extinct.
No, you're wearing a shark on your head, not a megalodon. Anyways, a shark which can be viewed in both cameras.
Indeed.
So Cassio and Matisse were spending time with Marie, and as they did so, they discovered a new race of mutant enemies to fight. I think you guys determined that these are probably what people call vampires.
Yep.
They were the black-skinned, vaguely elven-looking ghouls that didn't look all that deteriorated, and that sapped the strength out of the people that they bit. You're still down a couple body points, by the way.
A body point. Only one.
Yeah. They only got you one?
Only got me one.
And were pretty dangerous from the amount of damage that they dealt.
Yeah.
They also discovered they also eventually discovered that Marie was not all she pretended to be. She was not French.
And then came to a very, very appropriate end.
She was actually a old German witch named Helga.
Like a
German Nazi
German
Nazi
Nazi witch. Yes.
We can't
Because-
downplay how evil this character is.
Because
amazing.
your brother makes the best characters.
He really does.
Meanwhile, the other three went to find what was left on the ship, and they found that the armory had apparently been ransacked. I think
As always.
you guys also ran into some creatures. No, you didn't. You guys didn't run into creatures because you weren't being led to ambushes.
We ran into a creature, we just didn't wake it up.
Well, you eventually found your way to the cockpit to see if you could find some answers to what had happened, and you discovered that the ship had crashed far enough into the crust that it sort of was lodged at the opening to a large cave, and on the other side of the glass from the cockpit was a sleeping dragon, which Cadmus really wanted to start that spaceship up.
No, I specifically didn't want to start the spaceship. I specifically wanted to find out if there was any information we could get off the computers without waking it up.
But they beat a hasty retreat. And we pick up as you guys are coming back towards where you feel like your allies are, and you saw a bolt of lightning erupt from a wall in front of you, blasting open a hole in the wall, and then you heard the expiring cries of an old crone. And we're in the room with Matisse and Cassio, where Cassio is still sliding slowly towards the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna run in and
So you guys hear.
I'm gonna run in and just stop him from sliding and.
Well, you don't know what's making that sound. You just hear that sound. You guys are still in the hallway.
I see him. Oh well.
You guys are still in the hallway.
Wait, I'm gonna come around.
You gonna come around through that hole?
Yeah. Come
Yeah.
through the
So
hole there,
the three of you look in the hole, and you see Matisse standing next to his motorcycle. You see a old lady that looks like she's been through an explosion.
Covered in swastika tattoos.
And you see covered in swastika tattoos and dead, very much dead. And you see the power suit that you know Cassio to normally wear on its back, slowly skidding down an incline towards a wall.
Without the helmet.
Without the helmet. Oh. You just see him laying there looking up and like with his eyes closed and his mouth moving.
I can't hear what he's saying.
Not from this distance.
He's kind of okay. I'm just gonna run in and.
I don't think any of you speak Italian anyway.
By the time you get to him, you can hear he's definitely saying something in Italian, and it's a sort of a repeated phrase.
So how are you doing?
You suddenly come to a halt as Eon is above you.
I just kind of open my eyes, just sort of glance in your general direction, and just... I mean...
You can't even facepalm.
So
I don't even think I would be able to muster such a reaction at this point.
Tough day, eh?
You could say that.
What have you done to this suit now?
Not entirely sure. It stopped working, and I'm willing to bet the source was less than natural.
Well, let me see what I can do to get you out of there. And I'm going to see if I can crack open the suit without busting it.
Or busting me.
Oh, I'm gonna cast
Give
a heal.
me a hardware check.
I need dice.
I'm gonna cast
Dice.
a heal.
Oh, dice.
Yeah, go ahead and cast heal. What are you doing, Matisse?
And
Gonna
more
walk
than
over
two
to
dice.
Nazi Witch. Anything of
More than
value
two
on
dice.
Nazi Witch?
More than
Nothing
5
of value
dice.
on Nazi Witch.
I'm acquiring more dice for you, sir.
Time to get you out of a suit, man. Acquire dice faster.
She needs an appropriate German burial.
Flame?
I'm going to take out my welder, cut open her sternum, implant some C4, lock her in a pod, and set it off.
So you guys, by the way, you guys are in. You're in what looks to be like a a maintenance bay of some kind, like a mechanics bay, machinery bay of some kind. And you see that sort of along the wall there are these large conical pods. One of which is open, and you can see inside of it there's sort of racks of what look like chairs, like strap-in, like roller coaster ride style chairs. And then you see Matisse pull out a torch, cut open this old lady's body, shove C4 in it, throw it in this open thing, close it, and then you hear a boom.
I have 5 successes to crack him out of there.
So the hardware check, you determine that there's nothing wrong with the suit mechanically. Its power source has been stopped.
The magic portion of the thing, probably.
Can I figure out a way to kickstart it non-magically, or do I need a spellcaster for
You
this?
need a spellcaster to take a look at it.
But
But you do know that it's this. You do know that it's not a mechanical issue. It's just once its power is once the magical formula that was powering it is restored, it should kick back on.
Aeon, you're a hermetic, aren't you?
Magic.
No, he's shamanistic.
Well, more shamanistic, you know.
Well, either way, could you take a look at this? Everything
Like a
hardware seems fine.
I don't know. What can I tell on this?
Make me an a sensing roll.
What? Biotech?
A sensing.
Sensing?
It'll be one of your spellcasting.
It's only one. Okay. That would be with.
It'll be
Yeah, a sensing is a skill in particular.
Yeah, right.
It's one of the magic skills.
Yep.
It's not part of a skill group, so.
No.
No.
Part of the group. Okay.
It's just a sense. I think magic is sensing.
Okay.
I think a sensing is a check that you make using a couple of magic skills.
It's a skill. It's
It's a
a
skill.
Yeah.
the skill is magic
Yeah, I
sensing.
Yeah, I didn't take a sensing. So.
It's not in this list of skills.
Are you looking? Well, let me see the book.
Magic skills are alchemy, artificing, banishing, binding, counterspelling, disenchanting, ritual spellcasting, and summoning.
Oh, would it be
It's intuition is sensing.
intuition?
Intuition is sensing.
Okay.
It's a magical skill. It just doesn't use the magic skill apparently.
There we go. We've solved the mystery.
2 successes.
Right. It seems like so. What you can tell is you sort of look over it magically, and think about it for a minute. It seems like what happened is some sort of spirit came in and tampered with the magical formula written in the essence of the suit. You'd have to restore the formula to get it to work.
That would be alchemy or.
It would.
I'd have to
It would.
assess the.
It would be. It would be a spellcasting roll.
Oh, okay.
But it'll be more difficult for you because you're not a hermetic mage. You could do it,
Right.
but it's not your
But
school
it
of
would be-
magic.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be better to let somebody else do it before I mess it up.
If you had a hermetic mage, it would be better to let them do
Right.
it. But
We don't have a hermetic mage, and we
We
don't
don't
have
have-
any way to get him around.
That's true.
I mean, we can always strap him to the back of the Jeep.
I mean, yes, I could have Vanguard just pick him up and take him to the... Oh no, Vanguard shut off. I can't do that.
you have Matisse pick
I'm
him
gonna
up.
have Matisse pick him up. I've got
So you're
to
at the floor now.
get back to
I mean,
Deadlands to restore backup.
I get to know what your motorcycle feels like.
Use the grapple thing and drag him.
you can restore it. It's just going to be
It's
difficult.
Just, yeah.
It's going to require more successes for you than it would a hermetic mage.
Yeah. Okay. It would be.
But it'll be a spellcasting roll.
It's a spellcasting, and it would be.
I guess there's really nothing I can
Magic-
roll right now.
magic
I'd have to go
spellcasting.
with like a 5 success.
You don't know.
5, we don't know. I don't know. But
I know, you don't know.
Some of these things.
Magic spellcasting, and you can add your edge to it.
That's right. I can use the.
You want to spend edge, yeah?
Yeah, you can spend the edge to add your edge value, and then make your 6s explode. So you can get more successes easier.
Well, I can roll first before I do an edge, right?
Yes.
So it'll be what, 6? This is spellcasting.
Yep, magic and spellcasting.
That's right. We'll try that then. What do you think?
Good luck. For my sake.
Damn, a lot of 3s. Can I add the 3s?
No.
Oh man. 2.
Well, you can also spend an edge to re-roll all your failures.
Okay, yeah, there's 2 of those. I'm gonna use my edge then.
Yeah, so reroll all the ones that weren't successes.
I could just add them up and it'd be fine.
Fortunately, no.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Picky. There you go.
If I add up all these d6s,
Okay,
and
6 successes on that then.
6 successes.
Yes.
That's much better.
Yes, you managed to. So yeah, you managed to reconnect the formula and as you sort of, it takes you a couple minutes, and you sort of move your hands through the air in a series of magical gestures, pouring magic into the suit, and after a bit, there's just this sound as the suit powers back on. And the helmet lights up
There.
across the room.
Can you stand up?
Glad I've never been the claustrophobic type.
I'm gonna put another one more. Do I have to?
You don't need strength for that. No.
What?
There was no strain involved in
Okay,
that.
okay. I'm gonna do one more healing on that because
Okay.
it's still down a bit.
But yes, you can now stand up, Cassia.
Wow.
Never thought, walking would be an ability so hard to earn.
This might actually hurt me.
You must get through 3 levels before you can gain the walking skill.
Okay.
How do you get through 3 levels?
4 more points.
Well, turrets. Turrets have a pretty high kill count.
So,
Why is this, some kind of a Metroidvania ROM hack?
you are all in a maintenance bay. You're all in a maintenance bay on a spaceship. What you doing?
So what happened?
The problem has been dealt with.
Okay.
And the problem, I take it, was that weird-looking thing over there.
If you saw the body, I think it essentially explains most of what happened.
Was this your French lass?
Yes, it was.
Oh,
So
And certainly a very...
My,
Very
Matisse, I
adept
didn't know you had a
liar.
thing for old German ladies.
Good.
He's trying to be insulting now.
Emphasis on the trying.
So yeah, we found a van way down there someplace.
My
It
great
belonged
aunt
to
might
these
be up your
people,
valley if
but,
she wasn't irradiated and dead.
we found a little more than a van.
Yeah.
So there's a dragon down there.
Yes, I should probably mention that one on a serious note.
So
So what you're saying is this whole ship is a bust, and it is time to head out?
Yes.
Probably.
Pretty much.
Definitely note that it's here, but there's also a dragon underneath it.
I have been taking pictures with Matt Trophy.
And
Right.
I enjoy this thing called breathing, so let's go.
and I certainly enjoy moving.
Well, congratulations, we all get what we want today. Except for Matisse, he doesn't get his French girl.
Did you take any damage besides the body strength? You took some damage, didn't you?
Yeah. So looking at him, by the way, those of you that are there, Matisse seems a little ashen skinned.
Yeah. You're probably going to
More than
have
the
to-
usual gray troll coloration.
More like ashen for a troll, like not healthy currently.
I'm at full health though.
Oh yeah.
No wounds,
I
just.
can't help you.
Reduced
Oh,
health
that's right,
threshold,
she-
but
yeah,
full
that's
health.
right, she healed it at one time.
Actually, I want to try to roll... Try to do first aid, see if I can... see if there's any way I could try to fix that.
Sure.
Blood transfusion.
Hold on for a sec.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I roll 8 dice and 1, 2, 5 successes. Nice. 4 of them are 6s. If I needed to spend edge, that would have been really good.
So from what you saw previously, he's suffering from blood loss, like severe blood loss. You could give him more blood, or you could give him food and rest.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna do.
For lack of having spare blood.
Orange juice, you got it.
Give jerky.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And apparently a very good grape vineyard.
Oh yeah, the great human.
I don't want to go that vineyard.
We don't know that.
We don't know yet.
I, as a player, do not want to go to that vineyard. As a character, yeah, I
you don't even know the vineyard exists as a character.
Yeah, no. As a player,
Matisse does, though, and they were very good grapes.
Yes, but it's associated with the German now, which means it's terrible. Because they're German grapes.
German grapes.
You don't know that.
all
They probably
German
still came
grapes are
from France, though.
Nazis.
Pardon? No, but they were grown by a German, which makes them German.
Oh, okay.
The way that French grade wine is odd.
Wait, are you talking actually like in
Yes,
legit
actually
American
in real life.
Yeah, because it's.
It doesn't
grown-
matter the breed or the variant of the grape.
it matters-
When they mark the
it matters
wine,
where
it matters
where it was grown,
where
because
and
the-
who grew it.
Right,
Well,
because the soil is different.
So being grown by a German makes it German. In actual wine culture.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's different growing
Right.
techniques across cultures, and different areas have different soil that affects.
Yes.
And the French are also very big
Very-
on. Yes.
the French are very French. Anyway,
Turns out the French people are French.
so.
I
What you
would be
know?
unnerved if they were Italian.
I mean, if they were Italian, they'd be more likable.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Anyway.
Sorry to all the French people out that may be listening to this.
I say it with love. Of Italy.
You said that so fast I had to process for like half a second. I was like, wait, what?
That's,
Okay.
that's where the humor comes from.
Anyway,
What are you guys doing? I've been asking for the last 3 minutes.
I want to go.
I'm ready to leave. Like I've got
Okay.
I've got a whole bunch of scrap hooked up to the back of my motorcycle now, and I'm ready to drag it out.
You are.
Let's go.
Gilda's walking towards the exit.
All right.
Okay, we'll go.
You all leave.
Head out.
We are legal.
Takes you a few minutes.
Legal.
You all get up. You don't encounter any issues. You don't encounter any more black-skinned elf things.
No more little French lasses.
Do you
throwing themselves
guys
up
share
into
the full details of what happened to each other as you're
Yes.
walking?
Yeah,
No.
we should. Good. I didn't want to hear that anyway.
Do you?
Does Cassio give an exhaustive recounting?
I'm going to give as much of a recounting as I know won't make him angry at me.
You give a very straightforward, factual accounting.
Essentially.
That's useful for tactical and scientific purposes.
Yes.
So you all
That sounds
learn
good.
about. So then one group learns about the vampires, and the other group learns about the minivan that likely held the original French family,
Right.
and the dragon, and the fact that there's plenty of stuff on this ship, but the armor, at least that you found, looks like it had already been ransacked.
Yeah.
So you don't.
That's why Kamas has marked it and is sending all the information that he can back.
Yep.
Because it's definitely valuable tech here. Just got to work a way around a dragon.
Do you stop and check anything on the way out?
I mean,
What's the
I'll just
check?
keep an eye out for anything particularly noteworthy, any doors labeled, if we pass any
So
particularly interesting.
everyone, give me
rooms.
the people that went to the armory. Actually, give me a give me an insight and logic roll.
Oh yeah, I did
Intuition
that.
logic?
Did I?
Yeah, intuition logic. Give me an intuition logic roll. because I can give you guys idea rolls.
Dang it.
That'll wait. Bounced off my leg.
No, oh, here it is. I see it. You thought you could escape me, D6.
4,
Oh, 3.
Wait,
3.
Oh, you said 4, and I thought you were correcting my saying D6 with a D4. I was right confused there for a second.
Yes, you have to only succeed on 5s and 6s with the D4.
7.
7?
Roll a
Hey.
6 with a D4.
How many
What's your
dice
mental
did you
limit?
roll?
8.
Okay. So
I rolled 11 dice.
the three of you,
How am I saying it's me?
so as you guys are walking back, the three of you suddenly sort of jointly come to a realization. The only people that you know for a fact have lived here was the French family and then the old German lady. And the armory was cleaned out, but it wasn't broken into.
Right.
And sort of you sort of like there's a sudden click in your brain that perhaps there might be some stuff to find still, just not further down.
Further up. We haven't gone
My
up.
guess is just...
It's twice as far up.
Cadmus in particular, you do recall that you found Marie in a storage closet.
Yeah.
Back to the...
Well, might as well check all the storage.
Because it's twice as long upwards as it was downwards.
There's quite a bit of upward range, but also
'Cause-
storage.
Walking uphill isn't that much worse than walking downhill.
No. It's sticking out of
It's
the.
real steep.
The engines are sticking out of the planet. Is what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, because a third of it was buried.
Oh yeah,
And
two-thirds. I see what you're saying.
So
Yeah,
we've only looked at a third of the ship.
right.
And I guess these 2/3 don't have a dragon in them, so...
Yeah, it could be
Assuming,
worse,
of
though.
course, there aren't 2 dragons on this ship.
When we open a closet door and there's a dragon, I'm out of here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think if we open
There's
the
the
closet door
hood
and there's a
dragon and the tail dragon.
Yeah, you have to have one on the front and one on the bumper.
We might as well check the storage closets as we go.
It's going to take a while.
Well, if there's...
If there's
Valuable
weapons,
resources.
If there's weapons, armor, resources, and ammunition,
Yeah.
it's all worth grabbing.
Give me. So it's going to be an extended test. I need insight and intuition and perception.
Intuition perception, that's a roll I can make.
I need 4 rolls from anybody that wants to make them, and let me know what the total number of successes are.
4 rolls.
4 rolls and total successes,
So basically just quadruple what we roll.
and you cannot spend edge on this.
Okay, what is it? 4 rolls?
4 rolls, count the successes, and you cannot spend edge on the rolls.
So basically we could just quadruple our dice roll, essentially.
I mean, you could, but that's a lot of dice.
I mean, yes, but I'm just going to double it and roll it twice, basically.
If you're rolling that small of a dice pool, sure. Is Matisse looking around?
Yes.
Same thing.
Well, it's not doubling because it rolling more dice assures it's more random.
It's 4 rolls?
Rolling more
Yes,
dice
4
assures
rolls.
it's more evened out.
No, I'm
You're
rolling
rolling
twice
No,
the
twice.
double
dice.
the
Yeah.
number of dice that you're rolling in one pool.
Yeah.
I'm rolling twice the dice pool twice. Because that's the same as rolling.
It's
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm trying not to listen to him.
don't listen to Zach. He will
I
confuse
know what
you.
I'm doing. I don't know what any of you are.
Don't you have like the biggest dice pool of all of us to roll for this?
Yes.
Yes, that's why
Yes.
I have a giant...
Yeah, that's why
giant
he's
dice right now.
dropping them all over the floor. Okay.
Exactly. What
I'm seeing the flaw with your plan.
Well, no, this is fine. We'll just kind of roll.
So yeah, I had half of my dice pool with successes.
So far. 9.
No, total.
That one's winning. No.
Austin?
10.
Holly?
18.
He got 10 on his first roll.
William?
10.
Sam?
7.
7?
Wait, this is for all 4 rolls, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then 18.
Give me a minute.
Six dice 4 times.
Womp, 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 womp.
6,
Bum,
7,
ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum,
8,
bum,
9,
bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum,
10,
bum, bum,
11.
bum,
That's 21.
ba-da-da-dum. 21. All right.
Wait, hold on. Never mind.
He's
This one's
not, he's not
29.
done yet. You
Ah,
got two
never
more
mind.
rolls.
Dang it.
No, I don't. I have 2 more rolls.
No, he
Yeah,
rolled
just
twice. He rolled
Yeah, that
twice.
was
Oh, is that okay? All right.
He
Because
rolled
normally
double
my
the
dice
pool.
pool
I
for
get
this
it.
would be 12, so I
okay.
rolled
I see.
24 dice
I see.
twice.
My dice pool is
And I got 21.
Okay,
If you didn't see it, I didn't either.
so you guys go through sort of unit by unit by unit looking, and at first glance there isn't much. But when you get back to that storage closet that you found Marie in, you determine that I'm just doing a thing so that I stop looking at myself. You sort of start looking through it, and you particularly Cassio, you realize that there is a hollowed out panel on one of the walls, and you sort of click pull it off, and inside stacked up are about 8 crates that have stuff in them. You try it, and there's things inside.
Just all sorts of stuff.
You haven't opened it yet. You just found it, and it's heavy, and there's sort of 8 stacked up crates.
I'll check to see what's in one of
So you
them.
pull one of them out, put it down, and there are a couple of rifles of some kind and some ammunition in this one.
I'm going to go ahead and put that off to the side and check the next one.
This one has armor in it.
Well, looks like we've hit the jackpot. I'll take out the next box.
More guns and ammo.
Next box.
More armor.
Armor.
So
Guns,
so
armor,
what you
guns,
end up so you end up finding four crates of guns with ammo and 4 crates of armor.
What sort of guns and armor are we talking about?
Well, I will tell you in just a minute as you guys collect these things and go out. So as I pull up your loot things. So, a couple of the things they have what you can only determine would be some sort of utility armor suit. It looks like they're designed to have things attached to them, but there's nothing here. They are the equivalent of an urban explorer's jumpsuit, but you guys can decide if anybody wants them. They have helmets, and they are environmentally sealed, and you can tell they have radiation proofing in them. So, while they might not provide as much armor as some things, they do provide more protection against environmental issues. And
also
they can
sell
be
these.
modified. You find a crate full of SMGs with enough ammo for about 10 magazines each.
Is that a machine gun or a?
SMGs are submachine guns.
Okay.
Let me find the other one. You find a crate full of assault rifles as well. There's about 4 SMGs and 3 assault rifles. All of the armor you find are just more of those. There's about 2 sets of armor in each of the armor boxes that are just the environmental protected armored suits.
So we got plenty of armor suits.
You find in the last weapons case, it has a combat axe.
Sorry.
I mean,
Austin, could
look
you
at the
help?
price of that.
Yeah. I don't need no French help.
It has a combat axe, a stun baton, where is the last thing? Hang on. And a gun that I do not have. Where's the book?
Right here.
Can you open it that I do not have? Yeah.
What is it?
Open it up to the ranged weapons.
I'm going there.
What condition are these in?
Mint condition.
Okay. I want this assault rifle.
I mean, what kind of a dwarf would I be if I didn't have a combat axe?
Oh wait, no, I have it. Never mind.
Are you
So-
good with combat axes?
I have a couple dots of melee. That's why I have firearms.
The last crate also has a large, almost the size of the crate itself, gun that Cub must instantly recognizes as the Panther XXL.
Yeah, the resale value on that sucker alone is good.
That might just be mine to mount on one of our vehicles, though.
Yeah.
I want to see that though.
So
you
you
might be
find
able to wield it. She's got some body and strength.
you find a variety of interesting weapons and some armor.
Panther XXL is what happens when you say, I want a tank cannon that I can carry in 2 hands.
Let me see this.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's the.
Oh, hey.
That's the top.
Yeah, you
end.
want that.
I want this.
Hey, Matisse could use it. Do you have any pistol skill?
Ha ha ha. And no.
Yeah. No, I want this.
Oh, you're welcome to it.
No. There's also, in addition to the AK-97s, there's also this assault rifle in the.
So enough for.
So there's 2 of the AK-97s, and then 2 of these Raidens.
Oh,
For the audience, they look at that.
Yamaha Raiden.
There's 2 of the AK-97s and 2 of and if you can hand those back, I could show the audience,
yeah,
but
right.
then I'll hand them back to you guys.
I am holding onto the combat axe so we can show it to the audience.
Yep.
May I?
Yeah, so they got a combat axe,
I can do blades.
the Yamaha Raiden, some SMGs,
I don't know if that counts as a.
Does count as a club.
Does it?
some
Baton.
light armor.
The baton?
I really, if I'm in a fight, I'm gonna probably use a gun.
Is it going to be.
Can I see those? Can I see those real quick for a
The
second?
advantage of the
I wanna-
baton is
I
it
wanna-
doesn't need strength.
I want to try the
Yeah.
baton. I want to try something with the baton.
Okay.
You
I
can.
want to carry that.
Stun
I wanna
baton?
try something
Only
stupid.
thing I
There you go.
want is the panther.
Try something.
Can I see the Panther real quick?
Yes.
No,
And the AK-97?
oh,
I'm
no.
going to show them to the audience. I'll
But-
give them back.
I love them.
I'll give them back. And
we
there's
started a
that's nice.
relationship.
the AK-97 and
That one.
the
Look at the price.
the
Look at
Panther.
the price tag on that thing.
not 43,000 million.
Yes. That's why I wanted one of those.
Thank you.
Big guns, lots of ammo. There's about 5 magazines worth of ammo for each gun.
Axe.
So
Axe is over there.
It's like Christmas.
It's Christmas, yeah.
you killed the witch and loot exploded out. Well, you have to go find it. But
It's like
Diablo.
a pinata.
it's like, we're gonna leave. Are you sure you want to leave?
Nazi witch pinata.
Full of guns.
She just rains
To be
ammo.
fair, if a Nazi witch was a pinata, what else would it be full of?
Razor blades.
I mean,
Gas.
these are
Gas.
just very large
Gas.
razor blades.
Yeah.
Razor blades, gas.
Mustard gas.
Ooh.
So yeah, you find those in those crates.
I will hold on to all of these for now.
Alright, Gilda's gonna grab the AK-97 and
Um,
the
And
Panther.
the enviro suits, if your existing armor is like a coat or some sort of outer layer wear, the enviro suits are compatible with those.
So I can wear the enviro suit
Wear-
under the armor
you can wear
jacket.
them both.
Yes, you can wear an environment suit underneath an armor jacket.
But
I will do that.
the armor doesn't stack. It's just you.
It stacks in places. It stacks in places. You have 12. Basically, you have both on the back. Like if the armor jacket covers an area, you get both. If it doesn't cover an area, you don't get both. So like your arms and legs, you won't get for the armored jacket.
Okay.
But like torso and back, you will.
Well, armor jacket covers arms.
Does it cover arms? Is it not like a vest?
No, it's not a
The
vest.
jacket
Okay.
is a full coat.
There's an
It's a full
armor
coat.
vest and an armored jacket. The armored jacket is
Okay.
not concealable and it is
Okay.
full body.
So
It's like motorcycle armor.
Yeah. Then you if it covers, it covers. I thought it was like a coat.
It's more like
It's
a coat.
it's more like a coat, but
Yeah.
it's like
It's an armored trench coat.
Yeah. So places where it doesn't cover, you don't get both. But where it covers, you get both.
Like I think
Like
legs
your
it
head,
doesn't
for
cover.
instance. Your like legs and head.
Yeah, I can't double up my helmet, so called shots are called shots. But
Yeah.
general attacks.
Yeah.
Double up helmets?
you can't wear 2 helmets at once.
No, you
Sir.
can't wear up 2 helmets.
Should be able to. What is this game? I can wear 2 helmets at once.
Yes, well, that's different.
So, yeah.
Effectively,
Yes.
But see, this is reality.
Remember America Thulu? I can wear 2 hats. I can wear 2 pieces of headgear as much as I want.
but you didn't get the armor rating of both of them.
How do you know?
Maybe
because
you
they
have a
don't
special,
provide armor.
maybe you
rating.
have a special feat.
So here's the thing: those two things were malleable. Motorcycle helmet's not that malleable.
You have you had the positive trait multi-hat.
Just get a smaller helmet, and then a bigger helmet, and then a really big helmet.
You can do that. Anyways, I will
Downside, you can't walk
let's
through
go.
doors.
or see anything.
Gilda just grabs the panther XL and just like strokes
It is the size of you.
Yes.
You would be cradling it like a baby were it not larger than yourself.
You like put it down and it's taller than you. Like you could use it. You're gonna have to get like a tripod or something for this thing though.
Or a bipod.
I'm okay with that.
Maybe a tripod.
No, bipod.
This is mine.
All right.
And
No,
you're
she
planning
just
on
goes,
wielding
no,
it. Okay.
no, she gets
So-
the bipod, she just goes prone.
Equipped with slightly more weapons than previously, you all return to your hover SUV.
There were no explosives, right?
No,
Shucks.
Darn.
I mean the Panther is kind of an explosive in a jar, but
An
there
explosive
was
in a very
there
high
was no
velocity.
there was no crime cannon. No.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was looking for.
And there weren't any, like, alchemy labs or anything, right?
You guys didn't explore that much. You were just looking at the storage units, you said. You want to continue to explore?
Check up the back end.
I'm happy.
You probably, I mean, if
No,
there's anything
there's
else
a
around.
dragon.
That's the front
No,
end.
that's the front end.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Like, unload our
I'm
stuff in the
kidding.
Jeep. Rummage up the back end. Just see if there's any, resources.
Sure. Give me another
sure.
series of perception checks.
Well,
As
now
before.
that we've actually got
Sure.
something worth protecting in the hovercraft, I'll stay with the hovercraft and keep eyes on things.
Okay.
No, Gilda's just gonna sit back there, just hugging this thing.
Do you-
Feet up.
Do you want to try to find some scrap to make like a bipod or something for her?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Okay.
I just
She's
dumped a
still
whole
gonna
bunch of
stay
scrap
by
on
the
there.
thing.
Yeah, I can. If you want, I can do a industrial mechanic, I guess, to
Yeah.
make a
Yep.
bipod.
Yep. Give me industrial mechanics roll to see if you can make a bipod for the Panther.
Panther Double XL bipod incoming.
Just sitting there stroking it,
I'm good.
filling with the trigger.
I'm good. Christmas came early this year.
Bipod incoming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Yeah, it's easy enough to make a straight bipod. So without the bipod, you have to mount it to something to fire it.
Right.
With the bipod, you can mount it anywhere, but you have to extend the bipod before you fire.
Did you make one?
Yes.
For me?
And just attach it to it for you. Yep.
All right.
What we're saying is you're not moving and using this at the same time.
It's,
No.
the weapon's long enough, you can just like hold it like right here and just kick the bipod out with your foot and then lay it down.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a sniping cannon. This is not a run and gun.
Attach.
Like, the weapon's long enough, if you like hold it like under your armpit, you can just kick the bipod out with your foot set up.
And
Holding weapon under your armpit, though, is very inaccurate.
No, it's not for the purpose of getting the bipod over without having to like put this gun standing up and then arm out.
Are you saying that you
It's
didn't
saying it.
apply a spring to it, or you just like flip a switch and go?
With the scrap that you handed me, I don't think there was enough fine material to make a spring that
No.
could push a sturdy bipod.
it's a manual bipod.
So you just you slide it under your arm and you just kick the bipod out, slide it out, set it down.
All right.
All right, the rest of you that are looking, give me rolls. Get
What? I don't have it.
Not a cat girl.
what'd you get, Austin?
So much.
I got
more.
10.
It's a weapon of mass destruction.
4.
I mean,
No, it
Treated as
is a
such.
panther.
You said it was 4, right?
Yes.
4 rolls.
4
Yep.
rolls.
Oh, we're doing the 4 rolls again?
4 rolls again.
It's called a panther.
Okay.
More of a bear.
9.
4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10.
All right, so there's your first 10.
Okay, get a triple Yahtzee.
I'm sure there's a triple Yahtzee there somewhere. Stop counting!
As I just like hold up the Ares Desert Strike while I'm sitting on top of the hovercraft and looking around.
Move it!
Aww.
Yes,
20.
yes. Somebody
You only
put
got
a
20
chat.
this time.
Somebody put a movement in the chat.
Move it!
Muffins?
Moving!
Why is there a movement on the screen?
Because
really
Anubis says hi.
muffins. I'm
Who
sorry.
said hi? Oh, I see.
It's a muffin!
Hello, Anubis. Welcome to the stream.
Muffin!
Holly, please contain yourself.
Anyway, yes.
Thank you for the movement.
Start playing with your gun. Forget
You have a gun now.
His
Oh,
guns
like with
and
the gun.
muffins.
Life is good.
She has a gun that she can paint muffins on.
No,
20
I don't
successes.
think Gilda's into muffins. I'm into muffins.
Anyways,
Gilda's probably never even
choice
had a
is
muffin.
so yeah. So you guys, you don't find an alchemy lab or anything. You though you are able to determine that the any science labs that were on this vessel were probably closer to the front end. So they're probably underground. You do find a secondary hangar though, further back.
And this one's not underground.
This one's not underground, and there are you find there is a row of 3 what look like fighter jets, hanging still in the hangar. And further back, you continue exploring further back, and you find the engine room, like the primary engine room for the big massive back end.
Well, I'll at least take the picture of the jet stuff.
Can you just turn that around, please?
No! No! It's a moving
Turn
with
the
guns
laptop
now.
around.
Guns.
No,
Just
it is
turn
amazing!
the laptop around.
No! No, I will hurt you! I will cut you!
You've made threats to kill me at least
I will
30
rip
times
your
before.
shark apart. That is my job.
I know.
Anyways, so yeah, you find another hangar. You find another hangar bay, and you do find another engine room.
What condition are these planes in?
They're in the condition that planes would be if a spaceship crashed from orbit, and they were attached still.
Whatever.
They're probably
I'm gonna go and take
salvageable,
pictures.
but not like right off the bat.
How much work would it take to get one of these to fly?
Give me a logic aerospace mechanics.
I have that.
I'm gonna take pictures of them and
Yep.
send them back home so that they can see. He's gonna take one off the wall and carry it with him, isn't he?
It's too big for that.
Well, he's gonna put his motorcycle down and carry it.
Elephant
The
mode
image
engaged.
of him carrying this.
Elephant mode engaged. I mean, the 2 of us.
It's too big even for that.
Aww.
It's a fighter
4
jet.
successes.
It would probably take. First, you'd have to figure out what fuels it. Then you'd have to figure out how it controls. Because you imagine these are probably meant for space combat. So you're not certain how well it'll move in the air. It'll probably take a couple of weeks of just studying it before you even start to work on fixing them.
But you can at least taxi around and shoot missiles out of it. I think I saw that movie once.
What, just carried around in a little red wagon with a big red button that says shoot the missiles?
So
Just get it to a point where you can taxi it. Just
there's no, and I'm guessing these things don't have landing gear because they're designed to go back in the hangar. They're designed to hook back up, or
You can't tell. They're not powered, so you can't activate anything to determine if there's any landing gear. Typically closed up in a compartment.
what you're saying is I don't get to fly a fighter plane over this Jeep.
Not currently, no. At least not
we
these.
can, and we can't open it up to.
I'm going to crawl up inside one of them, go to the dashboard, and write a note. Property of Matisse.
Once you get inside, make me a logic intuition roll.
Can we get to the weapons bay? You open that up and see what kind of weapons.
Yeah, you can access the weapons bay
Access the
from this end.
I mean, if you want explosives, take a couple of missiles.
Well, I got 2 successes.
You have a sort of inkling that maybe you should check the astral plane.
I checked the astroplane.
You notice that this jet is powered very much the same way the suit is, with hermetic magic.
Interesting.
You think there might be something you can do with that?
Staying in the astral area, can I do?
I wonder how this apocalypse got started.
Magitech?
I'm going to see what I can't do. Looking at it from an engineering standpoint and magic standpoint, do I think I can do?
Hey, we
Give
just
me-
created this new energy source called magic. Let's power our machines of war with it.
Yeah!
We haven't tested it at all.
Great idea. Let's do it.
Matisse Dubois is French. He's a French nationalist, sir. Thinking before he does things is not his way.
So give me
I didn't
a
notice that he's French.
magic aerospace
Really, I thought he
mechanics
was
roll.
Croatian.
Magic aerospace mechanics.
Magic
Sweet.
aerospace mechanics.
That's not a roll you typically make.
No, it's not.
Do you have that?
We do now.
He has a magic score.
7 successes. Because
That's not a good thing.
I've got a lot more magic than I do logic.
You imagine you don't know what condition they're in currently, but you figure you could probably turn it on.
Yes.
It's like jump.
Yes.
It's
No,
like
no, yes.
Stop.
it's
No.
like jump. It's like I'm
so
explaining
bad.
what you're about to start doing. It's like jump starting a car, but magically. So the other two of you sort of looking around. And you find the doors in the hangar that sort of lead to the weapons bay, and you turn back
Can I
and
roll-
look at what Matisse is doing.
Do I see his
Give me-
wide-eyed grin?
Then the
Give me
dragon
another
wakes
magic
up.
aerospace mechanics roll.
No. Can I make some kind
No,
of
no, no.
perception roll?
Let this happen. Let it happen.
I'm not going to
Let
stop
it
it.
Make me an intuition perception roll.
Intuition perception, just so I can see what's going on in time to get that heck
Relax
out
and
of
let
it.
it happen.
Let him smear himself across the pod bay door.
Just don't let
6
it smear
successes.
me.
Okay.
1, 2,
Hang on, what are you doing?
3, 4, 5. 5 successes. Do I see?
So
his
you
wide grin?
see Matisse get into the cockpit of one of these ships and close the hatch.
Bye, Matisse.
And then you
I
see
leave the room. I'm not waiting.
You
to
don't
see
have
this rebel
time.
resolve.
You don't have time because roughly 2 seconds after that, you see the engines kick on.
Shield activated.
You hear the sound of metal shearing, and then it's just a. And outside, the two of you are just sort of playing with your stuff, looking up, and all of a sudden you see as this large. You know what Vulcan ships look like in Star Trek?
The Warhawks?
Yeah, like this, where like a U-shaped back with like a long front neck.
Yeah.
It's like that, but in miniature.
Romulan ships, I think.
Yeah, Romulan ships. Yeah, it's like that, but in miniature, like sort of like fighter jet size.
Mm-hmm.
And so this back bar of energy just erupts through the side of one of the hangar bay doors further up the ship. Metal flies everywhere. You're pretty certain there's a hanger clamp still attached to it.
Doesn't matter.
I have a cyber eye that's catching this very quickly.
And
How
this
long?
ship just goes.
So, looking back at the recorded footage that my cyber eye just caught a
piloting
second
an
ago.
aerospace piloting check,
This
please.
is what I live for, sir.
What was that?
But looking back at the footage that my cyber eye just caught of that, how long is that thing gonna fly?
You have no idea. It's flying now. You don't know what sort of technology it is.
Well, can he figure out the speed from?
It's
the
definitely
side
going
ride?
fast, though.
Is it gonna come back around the planet in a matter of 3-4 seconds? Or?
You're pretty certain it broke Mach 1 in the hangar. Those of you in the hangar, you know it did because your ears are still ringing.
Aren't you glad for that helmet now, Cassio?
Your helmet probably helped mitigate the sonic boom you just experienced.
Yeah, the two of you just got Romulan was the correct one, not Vulcan. But yeah, the two of you just experienced an up close and personal sonic boom.
Yeah.
You're fine, but ow.
And as the
Have you
ringing
ever heard
begins to
one- Have you ever heard a
subside,
sonic boom from on the ground when somebody flies over?
Not nearby, no, but I have heard it from the ground. Yeah,
Yeah, it's.
it's loud. It's
That's
loud when
not
it's a couple
enough.
miles off.
Yeah, I know.
You guys was
So,
like,
no, in the 70s, they used to do tests right
Yeah.
where I used to live. It was once a month. Yes.
you guys were about 60 feet from it.
and as the ringing slowly begins to subside,
See, that's the kind of thing where you
Except
get
for the
exposed to
slowly
too much, you go
muttering in
deaf.
Italian.
What'd you get?
7 successes.
So you are currently trying to wrangle this thing
Don't
under
forget,
control.
I have superhuman reflexes.
Oh yeah, that's what's keeping it from crashing into a mountain.
That's why I'm alive.
So you look off in the distance and you just see this thing sort of
He's jerking the wheel trying to dodge mountains now.
yeah, basically.
Getting used to this. I'm testing the steering. You know, every car, the wheel behaves slightly differently. You have to get used to it.
It spins back around, comes back towards you guys. Maybe another piloting check.
Right, to figure out how to try and not crash into the ship again.
It's coming towards us?
It's coming back towards the ship, yeah.
This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a Frenchman.
Let's be honest.
I say that, by the way.
world was always going to be ended by a Frenchman. We all knew it. Let's spend an edge
actually say
because
Why?
I want to reroll some failures.
Why spend an edge? Wait, you don't want to crash inside the ship?
That was an edge well spent.
I really want him to just crash into the
Another 8 successes.
All right.
My ghost will haunt you.
So you guys watch as it's coming back this way, some glowing lights appear, and just energy beams erupt from the front of this thing, strafing the side of the starship. Just
Oh, I just
more
had
metal flies,
I just had an awful thought.
and it continues
That's
past.
very loud. And there's a sleeping
I
dragon
had
under
the
this
same
ship.
thought.
Yeah.
Give me another piloting check.
That's okay.
You ready to just...
If our missing 2 party members, because I'm assuming one of them is in that ship, if 2 of our missing party members, I say this over the comms, if 2 of our missing party members aren't back here in about 15 minutes, I'm leaving before that dragon wakes up.
No, I'm already running in your guys' direction from the very start of this.
6 successes.
All right, so you see off in the distance,
As my accent goes back to Scottish.
it jerks back around, jerks up, spins around, does a barrel roll, comes back in your direction again.
Am I getting the hang of this at all?
You're starting to sort of get the feel for it, yeah.
Okay.
I hope so.
It's only a pity that, unlike when you're test driving a car, the on is actually the accelerator on the floor.
You know, I don't think I care if you know how to fly it. I care if you know how to eventually
Land it.
stop this thing.
Give me another roll. As you fly through the air. No, another one.
Oh, another one? Okay.
That was you barrel rolling and coming back.
Oh, I rolled 1.
After a couple of panic-filled minutes, you guys get back out to the SUV.
Suddenly, I feel much less foolish for taking all that aerospace piloting stuff. Another 6 successes.
You know which buttons are the guns now, and you're not hitting those.
Yeah!
That's a plus.
As you back across again, you guys are seeing him sort of zigzag back and forth through the air.
Either he's going to figure it out, or a dragon's going to show up and eat him. So we're going to get going now.
Okay, I'm going to be
Alright.
frank. As dangerous as dragons are, if a dragon meets this ship at Mach 1,
That's gonna happen.
the dragon's not eating anything. Ever. This is the one thing that might be able to take a dragon down,
I'm not going to test
assuming
that
we
theory.
can control it.
I'm not going to test that theory right
Those of you-
now.
I'm all for getting out of there.
Those of you on the ground.
Well, no, in the armory, I mean, you were saying it was, what kind of weapons are loaded onto the ship? So there's like missile weapons, or is it some kind of
So,
turret gun
from what
type?
you saw before you guys had to split, it looked like it was some sort of mounted energy weapon, and it had like sort of banks of them. Probably Magitech, like most of the rest of the spaceship.
So,
It didn't look like it had any like hard shell ammunition.
right, okay. But do you,
So those on the ground.
There's on the ground. Give me perception checks.
okay.
Intuition
To
perception.
hear a dragon waking up?
I
don't
swear
know.
Matisse will die.
So that dragon is pretty far underground.
Matisse is the only one who will live.
No, I won't. My ghost will come back and haunt you and feed you to a dragon.
Matisse goes way faster than we ever could. Matisse can escape this dragon.
And Matisse,
sorry.
give me a perception check.
So what we're saying is we might
Yeah,
we
intuition
might end
perception.
up playing World Fire sooner than we expected because of a World Fire.
Matisse, give me an intuition perception.
5 successes.
I got 2.
Or 5 also.
Those who are on the ground are definitely hearing a rumble.
I am not nearly as good at perceiving things as I am as piloting things.
What'd you get?
1.
Fortunately, you only needed one.
Why did I run?
Oh, what you're saying is
As you spin upside down, You see something green and scaly crawling out of a hole in the ground.
I'm leaving.
Get my hands on you. You're going to die. If I live and I get my hands on you.
What do you want to do with this new knowledge?
Oh,
You know which buttons are the weapons now, by the way.
I know the pew pew pew, right?
Yes.
Let's pew pew pew.
You mean aerospace piloting check.
All right, you're moving, right?
Yeah, I'm moving.
I'm mounting this thing.
So you guys start moving. Give me a driving check.
I am mounting the Panther XXL.
Okay.
And whatever.
So we can see that thing crawling out.
And getting this thing ready.
You can hear it. You can't see it yet. He's at a different angle from the rest of you.
Okay, all right.
And I am cursing Matisse under my breath.
That's 6.
Now it doesn't seem so bad that I want him dead all the time,
You
does it?
spin around. You right the ship.
Whenever
You
I
realize the
argue with
clamp
a
is still
fork.
up there. You sort of look up.
Whatever.
I got 6
So
successes.
you guys see the ship right itself because it was upside down for a minute, and just you see laser shot hitting the ground. There are explosions off on one side. From the explosions, you see a massive green scaled familiar dragon rising up into the air, and it sort of roars. And you had the sudden realization that Matisse is moving way too fast for that ship to not impact. And as this dragon roars, you see fire building up. And then you hear... Have you ever heard what meat sounds like when it goes through a wood chipper?
Imagine.
You hear that as the ship Matisse is in hits the dragon square in the mouth, and everything below the skull of the dragon drops as the ship keeps going.
Into the ship.
No.
Past.
Because
Wait,
the ship goes past
It
and
kills the dragon?
it splits it in half.
it ripped its face off.
Okay, you saw what do hangar doors, right?
Yes.
If a big marble statue can kill a dragon,
Yeah.
A large hunk of metal going at Mach 1.
Can
At
also
least.
kill a
I'm still
dragon.
going to
At
kill
least Mach
Matisse.
So yeah, you see a headless dragon falling to the ground.
So after
Let's
that,
chop that up.
It didn't come from the ship. It came from a little ways,
was that the same dragon that I saw?
south.
because the other one-
It
that
came
was
from a
red,
little
wasn't it?
ways northeast.
Yeah, I was about to say, was that the same dragon I saw? Because the bone below
Yes.
was a different color. Was it?
What-
Was it green?
Yeah, it was green.
I thought it was
Okay.
bronze. Okay, yeah.
Okay. No, that was a different game.
Bronze green.
Now, I do have to check, did my trophy get that?
Yes. all you see is like the upper palate of a dragon. You can't see anything else. All you see is the upper palate of a dragon right now
On top of your.
on top of the screen.
How many pew-pews would it take to mitigate
Chop
that?
it up.
You take a barrel roll.
You
yeah,
guys hear,
Just do it.
and the top half of this dragon's head tumbles and falls off.
So
Well, let's at least harvest.
as I
need
stop the
pieces of
vehicle.
this.
So since that problem is now dealt with,
Yes. Like,
No, I need to farm this thing for some magical bits.
Gilda's just like got a fist, just her knuckles or fist. Her
Give me
Knuckles
another
are
piloting
black.
check.
what?
Not to him.
Oh, okay.
so
She just puts her hand on Cosmos. Yes,
I love-
Cosmos. You can go turn on the spaceship.
glad we're on the same page.
I love when players find the solution.
That's the number 6.
Okay.
That's actually 6. This is 7.
You-
I forgot to count.
While you do that, I will be killing Matisse.
Please
So-
take a trophy video of it for me, please.
So, the fighter ship starts to slow down. You found the brakes.
Ha! It only took me
3 passes.
like 8 rounds.
8 attempts,
and,
yeah.
and a killing a dragon.
Dragon did not know what was coming.
No, it didn't.
It's like, what's making all this noise? I'm hungry.
And now it's not.
So I'm going back into the ship.
So, On 7 successes on making a composure roll, I am not crying in the hovercraft. I'm going to follow Gilda and make sure we don't have to clean up anything after this.
The ship has not landed
No,
yet.
I'm waiting.
I know.
I'm not tracking down that thing when it's still moving.
It's
I'm
starting
not
to slow down.
insane.
It's starting to slow down. Give me another piloting roll.
I'm just going to make sure.
But you do notice that she's taking her hands off of the Panther
Okay.
double XL and
the-
she is pulling out her pistol.
The
for
closer
Hawk,
you get, the more you're. It's a ways away, but the closer you get, the more you're.
and she's ready to
Guy
jump
Gunner's
off
just
the
taking-
edge
yeah.
of the
I'll put on one of the
vehicle
suits.
that we're on.
I mean, the Panther's got a better chance of
Yeah.
killing you.
Yeah.
Plug in. Okay.
Yep.
She's gonna confront him. And
5 successes.
All right. So the ship. He's got it hovering now. Give me another piloting roll.
Do I want to land it?
Yes.
Oh.
You have to at least clean the dragon guts off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm headed back into the ship to the cockpit.
Okay.
That's only 4 successes.
John Locke Cole says log that kill with the guild.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Like, what did the kill even look like from my perspective?
Drop! It looked like a dragon was about to eat you, and then it didn't.
Congratulations, Matisse Dubois. You may have just had a couple seconds of being the single most dangerous entity on this planet.
Couple seconds. Sir, I'm still in this thing.
How many successes?
I'm gonna wait till it
4.
gets out.
As you get close to the ground, landing gear.
No, now that you know how to pilot it, you're not a danger to yourself, so you're slightly less dangerous.
Not necessarily.
Okay, never mind. You still are.
I'm always a danger to myself. You've not learned anything.
All right, you're on the ground, and you sort of have figured out how the fuel readout works, and it's on empty now.
Okay. What sort of fuel does it take?
The whole thing powers down. You're still not sure.
I mean, I'm an
Probably
astral-
energy cells.
I probably still am an astral because I don't think I ever left it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely powered by some sort of magical energy cell, you think. You don't know how to recharge it yet, but you figure you could probably find out a way.
I will. Yes, I will find a way.
So the ship lands, and you guys hear it power down.
I am going to be hanging very close to Gilda.
Checking back the trophy video. What happened to my Geiger counter when I hit that dragon?
Fortunately, you're pretty
Just there's a
certain that
chip.
this is a airtight, environmentally sealed ship, so it has gone back down. But it spiked all the way when you hit the dragon.
Can I help you?
I know he's not the most amicable of folks, but I'm still not going to let you unleash all
Stay
of your
out
anger.
of my way.
So yeah, you land
I'm
next
not
to the
in front of you,
SUV.
I'm beside you.
I'm going to open up the door.
Won't interfere.
So yeah, you guys hear the cockpit
Can't make
open
that
up,
kind of promise.
and Matisse climbs out of the ship.
And Gilda jumps off the edge of the vehicle with her pistol out.
Okay.
Is running towards him.
All right, Gilda's running towards you with a pistol.
Nah.
I jump after.
She is aiming and shooting.
All right, make some attacks.
I'm so happy this is happening.
Gilda is shooting at
Do you
you.
start
What
shooting
am I-
when you're jumping out of the hovercraft, or when you get on the
I've
ground?
jumped out. I'm running towards him. I'm aiming and shooting.
Following.
Don't get in my way. What am I rolling on this?
Firearms.
Okay. Okay.
Agility firearms.
Whatever
You
your
with
firearms
long arms.
skill is.
Yeah.
No,
Or
this
no,
is
this
pistols.
pistols.
It's
Plus your
Handguns.
Yeah, I'm better
plus
at
any,
pistols anyway. Here.
adept abilities.
Arr, come here.
I don't know what your adept
Oh,
abilities
that's
are.
right. Thank you.
You can give me a reaction intuition roll, Austin.
Yeah. I don't have acrobatics, so I can't add that to it.
No.
Six.
No.
You fire. He ducks back into the ship.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
you
didn't make it.
How many rolls? How many did you make?
2.
All right. So roll the damage on the pistol plus 3.
So wait. Does the jacket
Where's
stack
the
with that
damage
virus
on
suit
this
of 9?
Did you put the environment suit on?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
presuming we all did when we were out there before
Yeah.
we went back in.
Yes, it does.
Where's the damage on this?
I don't have enough dice.
It'll say
Which one?
DV.
Oh, that's it right there?
Yeah.
And AP is the armor penetration.
Okay.
What's the armor penetration value?
-2.
-2 armor.
I don't think you're going to pierce me.
I didn't say I was aiming for the armored part of you.
That would have to be a cult shot then.
Okay.
Which would have made it harder.
Also, I have a helmet on.
Oh, right.
I'm almost always wearing a motorcycle helmet.
And that's 4.
What'd you roll?
Way more than 4.
Ping, 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 ping.
It's not like she's really trying to kill you. She's just pissed.
You feel the distinctive pink pink of bullets bouncing off your armor.
I've gotten used to it.
I'm still rushing her down, and I'm going to try to restrain her.
Sure.
You can certainly
Falcon
try.
mode engaged.
Oh yeah, no, you can catch up easily enough. Give me a strength and athletics.
Sure.
You can give me a agility acrobatics to avoid it.
Okay.
Athletics?
Yep.
Are you even paying attention?
Actually, no.
Behind
You're kind of
I know that he's there.
You're sort of tunnel visioned right now, and he's coming out of nowhere. So it's going to be a -4 penalty.
Oh.
He's not coming out of nowhere. Like, she
He's
was
coming
right
out.
there.
No, he's coming out
Conversation
specifically
with-
behind her.
Falcon module is kind of like he was a ways away. He's not anymore.
1.
1.
I'm barely rolling any dice.
That's 4.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
you
no,
you
he'll
said
be able to.
you said so you hear. And by the time you look around, he's there and just has a hand on your wrist and it's holding you up.
Him.
Yeah. You heard
she's-
the jump jets, and before you could turn around, he was behind.
The downside is
She's
she
fighting
is
back.
stronger than you are.
Yeah, no, she's strong. She's fighting back.
I mean, I've got 6
trying to
strength
break
from the-
it, and she is cussing loudly.
All right, strength
She
athletics.
is stronger than you are.
Actually, sorry, opposed body strength.
Body strength.
Body and strength
Yep.
combined.
I have that.
Sure.
Opposed body and strength, and you get a bonus to your You get a bonus to this roll because of the armor. You get a +2 bonus
Cool.
because it is hard to break out of a metal grip.
A literal iron grip.
Yeah.
So we figured out what you need to do in combat, Cassio. Grapple.
I mean, you know, it's not the worst option. That's 3.
You get up on the other hand and you just sort of wrench the fingers loose and drop.
She
Oh.
pulls out her pistol and aims at Matisse again.
I'm walking towards her.
Matisse is walking towards you.
Okay.
Fire your gun.
She's still.
And that's why I don't grapple.
Fire your gun.
Pew, pew, pew.
So beautiful.
Really, it's bam, bam.
Too bad
Oh,
this isn't there.
Right, this is the Ruger Super Warhawk.
Yeah, this is a single shot gun.
4.
I'm not even bothering.
Yeah,
I'm walking straight.
So roll damage +3.
Okay.
AP -2.
Oh, okay, sorry, I have to re-roll. I got jumbled up. I don't- Yeah. 8.
9.
Ping.
Ah!
This is a space-bound vessel. It has to have omnidirectional thrust.
We're not even getting to you. You're still walking.
I know, I'm still going to the cockpit.
All right. What are you guys? You still shooting at him?
Yes!
He's within arm's reach of you now.
If I'm within arm's reach, I'm just going to reach down and grab her by the pistol-wielding arm and lift her up and keep walking.
Okay. Make me a
Basically what I
strength
tried to do,
athletics.
except you're actually good at
You
it.
mean strength, grappling, so strength grappling, which is unarmed.
No, sure. And agility acrobatics.
Good luck.
Yeah, 2. 3.
I mean, I theoretically can fail on this many dice.
You can.
Rolling a lot more than I can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You're being carried by the troll.
She's cursing at you in French because she does speak French.
You're getting cussed at in French.
Hey, getting cussed at in the best language though, so it's okay. Have you ever had someone cuss you out in French?
No.
Sounds beautiful.
Are you responding at all? Or are you just walking?
I'm just walking.
No words.
I'm walking. I'm going back up to the hangar.
Okay.
He's going to teach everybody how to fly a ship.
I'm just going to start waiting until... I'm just going to wait a couple hours until there is at least some slight faltering in the constant wailing of profanities.
You underestimate how stubborn a dwarf can be, sir.
So
I said hours.
while that is
Days are
going
made of
on,
hours.
That's fair.
while that's going on, you're heading back down to the ship.
Yeah.
Is anyone going with you for safety?
Nope. As far as I know.
I would have, but
you were
she
angry.
was too angry.
Yeah.
So
Actually, seeing that Matisse basically has this under control,
Actually, I would request Eon, because as far as I know, some of this stuff needs to be activated magically.
That's true. I'm going toward the dragon.
He was already walking towards the dragon, though.
I'm going toward the dragon.
Yeah.
Or at least parts of it.
You get to the dragon, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, because we've all got radiation suits now, so you can do that.
Yes.
Yep.
So
So we're gonna Eon first. So what are you doing?
okay, checking for reagents. It's gonna take an hour to figure out.
Yeah. No, you can definitely find things of value. They're all radioactive.
Also, yeah. We don't have any radioactive. We couldn't pick up.
There's
the
probably
dragon.
something in here that is lead lined for picking up
Oh.
space samples, because there's a lot of radioactivity in space.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay, so we can figure all that out. Well, I'm gonna figure out the reagents and stuff first.
Okay.
Let's see.
Give me a biology.
Biology?
Logic biology.
Nothing to shield you from the
Look
sun's
around.
radiation. It
Is
hits
it,
you pretty directly.
Alchemy, magic?
Yeah, that'll work
For
too.
searching.
Yeah, that'll work too.
For searching, yeah. Okay. That's
Alchemical reagents.
I love that our characters do the same thing, but they're just diametrically opposed to each other.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you're more focused on the fixing things and the making things. I'm more focused
eight
on the
successes
driving
on-
things and destroying things.
Yeah.
8 success.
Like this
Yeah,
Like,
no, you can
mechanically,
find
we're very compatible
there's
characters.
there's a
but
lot of
character-wise, we're just like diametrically opposite.
there's a lot of stuff here that is probably very useful. You don't know how it'd be useful, but you're pretty confident it would be useful.
Yeah.
You just have to
Okay,
get it
but,
safely harvested.
Yeah. Harvest it and try to find a way to box it.
Yeah, you'd have
Okay.
to, and then get it back to the mages at
Right.
Deadlands. Yeah. Back in the ship, you eventually get down to the cockpit. You recall the way that you went previously,
Yeah.
and the way you went previously didn't encounter any of the traps that had been set.
Yeah.
So you actually pretty easily get down there. Yeah, you're back, and yeah, the dragon's gone.
Yeah, so I can surmise. So I'm going to see if I can get the
Dragon
power
is
back
very
online.
gone.
Dragon is very gone. Give me a logic aerospace roll.
Logic aerospace. Fortunately, aeromech is my least of the three, but I do have a good amount of logic.
Womp, womp.
I don't have any like water mech or water pilot, so if we need to pilot a submarine, I'm not going to be able to help you.
Don't worry, Matisse is here. I'm the better pilot, you're the better fixer.
3, 4. I have 5 successes on aeromech.
So those of you that are outside, you hear and there's just this loud thrumming that sort of echoes in you. Even from the distance that you're at, you hear this like reverberating in like your bones as the ship comes online. In the cockpit, all these consoles light up
Oh, this is beautiful.
as you power on the spaceship.
Isn't it good that everything within a 50-mile radius knows we're here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
At least. Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Does this thing have any thrust control left?
So what you're finding very quickly is that there are There are 6 engines on this ship.
How many of them are left online?
All of them have to be piloted in unison. Like typically,
So this is a bridge crew kind of.
yeah, this requires a bridge crew. It requires 6 pilots basically to move this thing.
1, 2, 3.
There's 5
4,
of us.
5.
Also, I don't trust 3 of you piloting.
Hey, Edge.
Especially not Eon.
What did I say? What did I say the name of the ship was? I don't remember.
You didn't say.
No, I think you did.
No, I did.
You did.
That was the Deadlist. That's
Daedalus.
right.
Yes, the Daedalus. What systems can be accessed by one person
Well,
that are on?
now it's more like the Alivalus.
It's
I don't think so.
each of the individual engines can be operated independently of each other. Just in order to move accurately, it would need to all 6 of them would need to have
So yeah,
somebody
you
man
can
them.
drive it farther into the earth if you want to.
Yeah, there is forward engines, aft engines, and then 2
Side by side.
on either side.
I don't recommend moving this thing. It might tear it apart.
Yeah.
It will tear apart
Um,
because it's got 2 holes in it. The one we walked in and the one you just blew out of.
It's got more than 2 holes in it. It's got
Yeah.
more than 2 holes
I
in
know, but I mean,
Right now, it's a Swiss cheese ship.
it. You can access the weapon systems. The weapon systems are powered up. Roughly a third of the batteries are offline. You do have laser batteries operational. The two aft end laser batteries are operational. One of the 4 end laser batteries are operational, but you think it's probably pointing into the ground.
so
Don't fire those.
I need.
No,
I don't need to get it in the air.
no, we just need
What I need to do is like, not like move it, but vibrate it enough to like loosen it from the earth so it can level out.
That's not gonna
that's
work.
That's a
work.
terrible plan. Also, it's way in the
It's
earth.
way out, yeah.
You're more likely to rip the hull apart.
Yes.
The
stone is
only
probably-
way to move it that much would be to kick on the 4 engines
Yeah.
and have it just push it out.
Problematic at the moment.
You don't.
the
You
stone-
have. You know there are holes in the ship. You have no idea how sturdy the framework of the ship is.
Yeah.
The stone isn't too much.
It did survive
durable
the
than the ship.
impact.
Yeah.
Like just sort of looking around and looking at how much it's buried, it definitely hit the earth. So you do know it survived the impact, and there aren't that many holes that you found. But you have no idea what'll happen if you hit reverse.
How much engine control do I have as one person?
1 engine.
1 engine at a time, basically.
Yep. Like at best, you'd probably need 3 pilots to get it out of the ground.
Yeah.
You need to control. You need to control the. You need to control the 4 and one
and one side engine. Each.
and one side engine each, in order to sort of wiggle it out of the ground.
I'm going to.
Not to move it, but can I give each of the engines a test fire to make sure they're all
Yeah.
functioning?
Yeah.
I'm going to just keep an eye out
So as
for
you-
anything that may be coming our way.
You guys outside,
By.
you hear.
Now I'm really going to keep an eye out.
I gotta
And then
throw
you
up and ask
see-
him what he's up to.
Then you see the rear engines of the ship light up, and this white light of energy just erupt out the back of the ship for a moment, and then you see it happen again on 2 separate parts of the side of the ship that's sticking out. Just the ship got turned on, by the way,
Okay.
and you can feel it the energy of it vibrating in your bones, and you just started hearing engines firing.
Okay. Is
I get on
Minty
trophy
still
and
holding
ask
me?
him
Yes.
if he's trying to break the thing or what.
No, I'm test firing the engines.
You get no
You
answer.
test-
you don't hear anything.
Okay.
Oh, because he's down below.
There's
Yeah,
still like
right.
2 miles of ship between you and him.
Yeah. Does this thing have any like drones in storage?
None that are registering currently.
Any repair drones to work on this thing?
You imagine that if they're the repair drones Smaller materials may have been more severely damaged when the
Yeah, just
ship
by
crashed.
being knocked around inside their containers.
Yeah, so you're not nothing is none of the repair drones for the ship are currently registering as online.
So I'm going to patrol around the ship a little bit just to make sure.
How's
that
ship
more
security?
things aren't
Like
coming
bulkhead
for us.
doors, automated turrets.
Yeah, you have access to the bulkhead doors currently. There are some security systems, but they're currently registering as offline. Much of the internal systems are currently registering as offline.
I'm just gonna basically do a full system diagnostic and see what's still functional and what isn't.
Yeah, give me a logic aerospace mechanics.
The same dice pool I just rolled.
So, what are you guys doing that are outside as you're watching the engines on the ship fire and in sequence?
Making sure nothing's coming for us.
5 successes.
All right, give me intuition perception.
How big is the dragon's head? The top part of the skull? Is it like,
Yeah, see, it's right next to.
it'd be like 6.
It's
How much
bigger
of the
than-
head is left?
He's at the top part of the skull.
the jaw is still attached to the body.
I'm trying to think of making a hat, but it's going to be way too big, so it might just be a big...
The jaw is still attached to the body. The upper half of the head is on the ground nearby.
So the upper half of the head.
So you sort of look at it, and you could You remember that truck that you guys excavated?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's about that size.
About that big. Okay.
We can use it as a decoration for the hovercraft.
Yeah.
It's big for that.
Yeah,
Or we
put it
can
on
mount
top
an
of it.
engine and some repulsors to it, and it could be a hovercraft.
Right.
Hover skull.
Hover skull.
It's a servo skull with really big.
It's a really big servo skull. Yeah.
That's 5 successes on keeping watch.
Nothing seems to be approaching right now.
I kind of imagine that if anything sees a dead dragon, even an animal is like, that's dangerous, stay away.
We're not worried about animals.
And a person is probably like, that's dangerous, they killed the dragon, stay away.
30 people, yeah, well, I mean...
if they're also just looking out on the horizon, seeing, maybe if there's some kind of, like, I don't know, a tribe or village of people somewhere that we just scare the living daylights out of.
You don't see anything current.
All right.
And he
What's
didn't
everybody
have
else
time to scout while he was up there.
Pardon?
What's everybody else doing?
I was going up to the hangar.
All right, so yeah, you're walking up to the hangar.
I'm fighting him. I'm
Strength body.
pressing.
Both of you. Strength body.
I'm not happy.
Screaming like that's probably going to attract attacks.
I don't freaking care.
At this point, there's no stopping it.
Six.
8.
Yeah, you're like sort of scrabbling with his grip, and you're just not able to break free. What'd you get?
5 successes.
5 successes. So most of the bulkhead doors you have access to. You have access to the hangar bay doors. You can open and close them. You have access to the loading clamps in the hangars.
Well, you can open and close most of them.
I mean, yeah.
There's a hole in one of the
you can
hangar
you can still open the hangar. Whether or not it will open is the question, but you can still open the door.
I imagine it'll be stuck on all the warped and twisted metal.
Possibly, yes. You
Well,
have
it
access.
depends on the way it opens.
You have access to the engine. You have access to 3 of the 4 main batteries, laser batteries, and that's pretty much it right now.
Do I have access to comm systems?
Not within the ship now. You imagine the comm system is probably the most delicate
Yeah, they probably
electronics, and they're just gone.
Yeah.
That'll probably take the most time to repair.
Yeah.
So when I get to the hangar, is everything online now?
Yes.
Is there a computer terminal in here?
Yes.
Just take a quick look and check.
While holding a struggling dwarf.
Sure.
Okay.
If she's still like swearing at me and everything.
Logic computers with a
Keep it.
-4 because you're using one hand.
It was a 1.
You can't. You're a little distracted to look through the computer with a struggling dwarf in hand.
Just throw her.
It makes certain activities difficult, even if you're able to hold her like easily.
I look over at her. I will get in one of those ships if you continue to do this.
I'm sorry, what'd you just
I
say?
will get in one of those ships if you continue to do
She's
this.
screaming, cussing, fighting against him.
I begin climbing up to the ship.
It's angry.
All right.
Are you still holding me?
Yes. He's dragging you up the ship.
He's carrying you up to a ship.
Come fly with me.
Do you want to take this journey? I open up the cockpit.
You go in the cockpit.
I don't think she even really realizes what's happening right now. She's just screaming and fighting against him so hard.
Give me a logic intuition roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe composure.
2.
You imagine that fighting hasn't been working. Like, you're really super angry right now. But it's like being angry at a wall.
But
It's like
Whether or
being
not-
angry at a wall. She's got to let her knuckles bleed.
Whether or not that stops you is up to you. But you do realize that you're not getting anywhere.
it's not going to stop her. She's still
Alright.
mad.
She continues to be mad.
Cockpit's open.
Yep, cockpit's open.
And I don't think she even realizes.
You're about to force him to drive this thing with one hand, you realize.
No,
Glorious sacrifice.
Just strap her into the driver's seat.
No, I was about to say.
What do you do?
The cockpit from the inside. How hard is it to operate from the inside?
What do you mean?
Like, how hard is it to find the cockpit mechanism from the inside? Did it take me a
You mean
little
to
bit?
like open the cockpit?
Yeah.
Not too hard. That's pretty standard. It's not hard at all to open the cockpit.
So she'd be able to get out if I
Yeah.
locked it.
Yep.
Is there a way to lock the cockpit shut?
Not so that the person inside can't get out.
Darn.
Only so that the person outside can't get in.
Would both of us fit in this cockpit?
Yeah, it's a two-seater pilot.
I sit down in the cockpit in the ship and pulling her with me.
Okay.
Alright. Still fighting, screaming.
I mean, there's a second seat behind. There's a co-pilot seat.
Yeah, I'm going to put her in the co-pilot seat and then close the cockpit.
All right. He lets go of you
I
finally.
let go of it.
You're in the you're in the co-pilot seat of a fighter.
Point blank shot.
Point blank.
Okay. You do realize you're inside a fighting a ship right now. You do realize
Yes,
that. Like,
no, I know.
okay.
Also,
a shot in the head.
Sweep the wrist.
Give me a gun. Give me a.
She's aiming for his head.
All right. Called shots -4.
Okay.
it's also probably pretty awkward because usually in these sorts of seats, one of them is backwards because they're operating guns.
No. These are they're facing the same direction.
Okay.
Is this how Matisse dies?
It might be how both of them die.
Possibly.
Will
That
that
was
be a
just
loss
4.
to the party?
4?
No.
Are you trying to dodge it
At
all?
least not Matisse.
What?
Well, she left
Matisse,
her gun
are you
down
trying
the
to
bus,
dodge it
right?
all?
So that's fine.
Um,
She doesn't have her big gun with her.
No, she does. That's what she's firing because he didn't disarm her.
no.
No,
no, I'm
the
firing
one
the
she found.
pistol.
She's using
Yeah.
the pistol.
Not the big.
No,
Not the big
the pistol.
Yeah,
As long
no,
as, as
no.
long as we have
You
that.
could have
The-
ripped the gun out of her
The
hand and thrown it out of
the
it.
Ruger Super Warhawk is still a big gun.
It is.
I'm going to be
super
frank.
wrong.
If I dodge, she's shooting something inside of here.
She's shooting something inside of here no matter what.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'd rather it be me than some of the sensitive
All right.
machinery. So,
You'll always be frank.
So roll damage +3
and
and roll your armor.
You get your helmet armor specifically.
Yes. This is the die I'm not rolling.
Let's see how good your thick skull is.
I am troll, and I am French.
It's the thickest skull around.
I came here to apologize to all French people.
I mean,
Apologize to all French people.
actually, since you
I
have a higher
apologize-
body than her, you can just start flying loopy-loops and shooting.
I apologize.
V-forces
I
towards
apologize to all the aerospace engineers for what's about to happen.
Oh, this is gonna be beautiful.
If this ship blows up.
All right, I'm gonna get a tarot reading of what's about to happen.
And by this ship, I mean that ship, because
I got the
Seven.
I got the chariot, the star, and the devil. So I'm gonna take a guess.
The
So-
chariot's very appropriate. The stars, where we might be going. The devil
is the one I'd be meeting in a bit.
So, the bullet ricochets off of his armor. You're inside a cockpit.
There's a problem.
Ping! You hear an electric shattering sound. Then you feel G-forces as this thing takes off.
Alright. I'm gonna pilot.
You hear another metal rending sound as the ship blasts through the hangar door again.
Yeah, somewhere in the cockpit comments is like, he could just ask if he wanted me to open the hangar bay doors.
You go to try to grab the controls, and you realize this Super Warhawk blasted the controls.
Alright, we're gonna gearhead to jury rig something to control the ship with.
Give me an aerospace mechanics roll -4.
Because you're working while it's flying.
You have a brief moment of, maybe I should have stopped.
Yes, yeah.
Now,
Huh.
As the sky appears above you,
beautiful.
and a mountain is approaching.
Just to make sure this works 100%, we're gonna edge it up.
I lost both.
This is beautiful.
7 successes.
So you don't manage to stop the ship. You do manage to hit the eject button. And so the hood of the fighter flies off. Both of you eject up into the air, and you watch as the fighter...
But they didn't get a chance to strap into the seats.
Nope!
So
now we gotta hold on to the seats real
on.
careful.
So I need you both to
Save
give me
hanging
body
on.
strength checks. As you suddenly realize, oh, I'm not strapped into this ejection seat.
And I see the whole thing.
Like, idly, because I think it's just him running ships through the hangar bay, I hit the open hangar bay door button. Clank, clank, clank.
Okay.
Oh, that's just my strength. I need to add my body to it.
how far away are they now? They still line
The
of sight?
mountain was about 10 miles away. They're halfway between the ship and the mountain.
And probably still moving forward a bit because of the momentum that they were going with when they ejected.
I'm gonna buy that.
6.
Also 6.
By the way, as soon as I saw that ship take off, I recorded this whole thing on my trophy.
I'm
You
so
see
happy.
2 bodies falling away from the seats.
Is 6
Yes.
not enough to hold on to
6 isn't
seats?
enough?
Yeah, you gotta have
Not when you're not strapped in and are going at almost Mach 1.
How high are they?
You still had all the forward momentum from ejecting.
But you weren't strapped in because you had just sat in when she shot the controls.
Yeah, but like if I realize I'm gonna hit the eject button, I can't.
You were trying to find a way to stop
True.
it, and you sort of reversed engineered the eject button.
Fair enough.
How high are they?
Pretty high. You
Too
guys,
high for me to catch them.
the seats are falling away.
Can I see them though?
Yeah, you can see.
I'm
You
not.
can see 'em.
I could
levitate
do
spell.
something, but I don't know that anything's
Roll
wrong.
spell.
I'm
Roll
going
check.
to.
You have no idea what's
You gonna try to falcon jump
What
to one
even
of
could
them?
you do?
I mean, at the probably the best thing I could do is like maneuvering a softer landing with potentially other
Trying to get something underneath them.
yeah, trying to get something underneath them.
Which one are you aiming at?
I don't know who's who.
There's a distinct size difference.
Okay, all right, I'll go with the small one.
I'm going
I'm
to.
gonna go for the small one.
Okay.
The other one has some more body to.
I'm going to be charging, and
4.
as I'm running, I need to start thinking about this moral dilemma. I know the ship took off, which was Matisse's
4.
fault. I know that this was caused by Gilda being irrationally angry.
I want to clarify the ship taking off was not actually my fault.
Not as far as he knows.
Not
Yeah,
that
but
you
he
could
doesn't
know that.
Not that he knows that.
I'm
yeah.
weighing this in my head. I know that Matisse typically is not a good person, but I also know that nobody in this party really is.
That is the key to this whole game.
I'm I'm debating which version of evil
I mean,
want to say.
you do know probably from working from him in the past that as surly as Cosmos is, he's actually in this for the good of Deadlands as a whole. He might have some issues with one of the party members, but he's ultimately in this because he wants to protect people.
Those are your conclusions, not mine.
He's not in your head.
That's fair.
Well, you might have your dilemma solved in a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I got 4 successes.
So as you're boosting towards them to try to jump up and catch one of them, you see Gilda slow down. You suddenly slow down. You're still falling, but much slower.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to jump up and catch the troll.
Give me a athletics roll,
I'm full on spread eagle, so I'm falling as slowly as is possible.
which is very fast.
Wait, how high were they?
Which for trolls, yeah.
They were not too far off the ground, so they were about
Over 500 feet?
no, about a half a mile off the ground.
Do you know how high half a mile
No,
is?
half mile would be 4,000.
It would be 2,500 feet.
2,500 feet?
Oh, what is
wait,
it?
hold it.
Wait,
Okay,
how
good,
long is
so-
a mile?
Okay.
Over 5,000 feet.
Oh,
Okay, your total
um,
velocity, you've got 50.
Yeah. So in that case, yes, that high off the ground.
15 seconds from 1,800 feet. So you'll have. So I'd have time to cast a second one.
Well, you do see him jetting into the air.
Right. But just in case.
What can burning an edge do again? I forget.
Automatic 4 successes.
You probably are better off spending edge.
Value spend an edge.
I don't have edge to spend.
Oh, you're out of.
Because I used all 4 of it earlier today
Right.
because, getting killed and everything.
Yeah, burning an edge gives you an automatic 4 successes.
Or total.
But you can do that after you roll.
4 total, you mean 4 additional?
No.
Or total.
Or total.
You just make an automatic 4.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I got a
You
4,
got a
so
4,
that's what I get, a 4.
Alright. So you into the air.
All 4 of them were 6s. I wish I could have spent an edge.
You see the Falcon and you just impact with Matisse. I need you to make another one for me.
Another roll, same roll?
Yep, same roll.
That was not as good. That was 2 successes.
That's enough. So yeah, you feel the metal impact of him in the night suit just slamming into you from below, and then you begin to fall with him.
And then he makes a blast to slow it
And
down.
then, yeah, you feel the as he falls, and you're slow, until after several tense moments later, hits the ground holding you,
So,
Slip down.
and Gilda slowly levitates
I will nod
down.
my head. Thank you very much.
so when both
I'm
of
going
them
to
hit the ground, I'm
walk
going
towards the ship.
when both of them hit the ground, I'm going to give a beat. What were both of you thinking?
They weren't.
I was going to check the computer schematics to see how to refuel the ship. That is all. I begin walking towards the ship.
Why did you end up in one of those ships?
I was putting her in there because she was not being cooperative.
And you didn't think this was going to happen?
No, I did not think she was going to start up the ship. No.
What's your side of the story?
Maybe I was a bit rash.
I'm suddenly
maybe.
very calm.
The first sane thing I've heard from any of you
But
ever.
he could have killed us by waking up that dragon.
But he drove the. He got rid of it.
Yes, but we didn't know that would happen. He made a stupid, idiotic move. I got mad. I made a stupid, idiotic move. Thus is the circle of life.
Two stupid idiotic moves.
Doesn't make a smart move.
I'm simply glaring at you.
I'm walking back to the ship.
I'm just upset.
She's gonna glare right back at you. It's what she does best.
Yeah, so I'm cycling through all the functions to see what I can. I'm like test firing everything
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, good.
Oh, you just fired the guns?
Not the
good.
ones that
Let's
are
do
not
that.
the ones that are in the earth, but
Oh, some ones that aren't in the air.
That's a terrible
As you,
plan.
so,
great idea.
as you guys are having this conversation, energy beams go boom, over your heads. Not close enough to hit you, but just boom,
like
over your
into-
heads.
like into the
And then slam into that mountain. And the rest of it just collapses.
That's what I wanted to hear. Do I have?
I was a bit.
Maybe I was a bit wham.
Do I have gunnery feedback to see that happen?
Target hit.
Yes.
I'm going to speaking to my trophy. To be fair, I think this is a bad day for everybody. You're not making skills.
Cassio just starts crying.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a great success.
So was mine.
I go back to picking teeth.
Oh, give these players a spaceship, see what happens.
Because Matisse is already halfway back there. At least Gilda's giving me some kind of attention.
And also, while that's happening, all of the bulkhead doors are just going shink, 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 just testing all the doors.
As you get back into the ship, you just hear a chorus of shink, 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 shink as doors are opening and closing.
Go back up to the hangar.
This is the exact
Now that I don't have a rowdy dwarf.
stupidity that got us all into the apocalypse. And I walk back to the hovercraft.
Oh my goodness.
Cassio
No,
is done.
you don't even know. John, just come over here.
Cassio is done.
No, legitimately, this is what you do when you get a piece of technology is you test everything to see how it works.
And that's from the spaceship.
This is what you do.
Yeah.
No, this is actually what you're supposed to do when you got technology. Is test it.
Do the ejections. Yes.
Remind me to make sure that you
I'm just
never get your
I'm
hands
just
on
picturing the
space age
look on the
equipment.
face, like you're like, wait, I think I have a. Boom. Hey, we're out of the ship. Fuck, we're out of the ship.
Well, meanwhile, the
To give you an idea, the difficulty
parachutes on the seats are coming.
Yeah, yeah.
They're still coming down.
At roughly this point, it's. So to give you an idea of the difficulty of holding on to an ejection seat that's going at almost Mach 1, it's an extreme difficulty challenge, which means the threshold can be anywhere between 8 and 10. It was 8.
The explosion itself on the fighter jets, the ones that we have, and not the whatever that thing is, would kick you out almost Mach 2. So it's one of those things that can
Because it has to
cause injury.
Yeah,
to the pilot
because it has to be.
if
It has
he's
to.
not, if he's not holding still.
Yeah, it has to have enough momentum to get you away from the ship.
it's
That's
gonna lift ship, and it's an
the plane.
explosion
Yeah,
underneath your seat.
yeah.
It's,
And you guys weren't strapped in.
yeah.
There was a lot of bad choices. It's a good thing that dragon already woke up.
Oh, I love it. It's so fantastic.
I'm just in the hovercraft.
Rest for an hour. Maybe you'll feel better.
I still technically have that one bit of physical damage.
Yeah, well, you'll get over it.
Okay, so
You go back up to the hangar.
We have communication things, right?
Yes.
Just to Cadmus. Cadmus, I think I did something bad.
You
I
get
didn't hear
no.
anything.
You hear anything. You don't get any response.
I heard it on my end. It said,
I made a
yeah,
bad
probably.
all right.
You hear
Now
Elon
that
coming through
I
going, yeah,
don't have
probably.
an angry dwarf. Can I just navigate the basic windows?
Yeah. Give me logic computers.
Don't have that. So
Now that I've got all the functions.
one success.
Yeah, no, you sort of get into like the basic mainframe, but just looking at it, first of all, it's in English, which you can read, but you don't want to.
No.
Second of all, it's technical speak, and it's not like like diagram technical speak. It's I designed this, therefore I'm really smart and sciencey technical speak, which you sort of start to read, and you feel like your eye is just drifting as you read.
The problem
through
is, it's also technical speak in English.
Yes.
Maybe tech speak in French.
So it's like it's like not only is it in English,
like-
it's
it's
also
like
text
Taylor
speak,
explaining
and it's
something to you
text
and he
speak
doesn't want
in
you to know.
English, and so you just start drifting as you read the information.
Can I find anything about recharging the battery?
Control F battery.
Control F battery. They don't call it a battery. Control F energy cell. They don't call it an energy cell.
Power source.
Control F power source. Well, you found some stuff on the power source, but it's not talking about recharging the power source. Control. It's going to take you a little bit. You're looking through trying to find whatever they.
Actually, is there a
Reference.
communication to the bridge? in here somewhere?
There's a there's a console on the
I'll
wall.
go boop the console.
Click. No sound.
This does not work, does it?
No response.
I will take that as a no. Okay, well, I'm gonna look around the hangar manually and see just.
You could probably find the information. It's going to take you a little bit.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So now that I've tested the functions and seen what still works after all this time, I would like to get schematics and layout.
Yeah, you can download that.
Yeah.
That's easy enough. Anything else?
Can I know he's going to be interested in the hangar, so can I get schematics on the ships that are in the hangar?
Yeah.
And also maintenance and power supply.
Yep. You get all those schematics.
English is my native language. Do I understand how to refuel these things?
Give me a logic computer. Because even if it's still in technical speech.
It's still in tech speak, but I'm also an engineer.
Well, but it's in.
It's in space tech speak. Not
It's in space tech speak, not car mechanic tech speak.
Yeah. Computers is 4.
It's also pre-apocalypse space tech speech.
I have pre-war tech as one of my knowledge skills.
So there you go.
Doesn't mean you know all the technical terms, it just means you know what the tech did and the basics of how it worked.
That's what lets you do the mechanics rolls you've been making.
I have 5 successes.
Yeah, it looks like there's similarly to the power stations you've come across previously that run off Magitech. It looks like these are recharged directly from the Magitech generators aboard the ship. There's like recharging pots.
Yeah, the only way to really recharge them is to plug them back in.
Yeah.
So they're very short range craft.
They're not that short range craft. It's just that these cells have been laying here for 175 years.
Yeah.
And slow bleed out.
Are they recharging now that the ship's on?
That they plugged in. Like they're taken out of the they're taken out of the craft, and there's actually a sort of a charge port in the hangar that they're plugged into, and then it charges them unplugged, plugged back into the craft, and they've got about a week's worth of fuel once they're fully charged.
A week's worth of active use. 175 years worth of decay.
Yeah. Probably more than that worth of decay. But he activated it.
And then started using it for active use, yeah.
And I also gunned the heck out of it.
Yeah.
I did not use... This was not casually driving a car down the highway. This was
slamming the gas all the way to the floorboard and leaving it in first gear.
Yeah. So can I also get control layout for those ships so that I can show them how to actually fly it properly?
Yeah, the cockpit has access to all the computer systems, so yeah, you can download all the information he can get from the hangar.
Yeah. All right.
From the cockpit.
Are there any weapon stores that are shown in the schematics that we didn't come across?
There is you guys came across the primary armory.
Mm-hmm.
And you come across an inventory list. There's definitely more here than what you found.
Mm-hmm.
But you imagine that it maybe got damaged in the crash, or maybe it was part of the scrap that you guys have found.
Yeah. Is there? This ship's a couple miles long. There's got to be like intership transport. I don't know if it's still functioning, but
yes, there are similar to maintenance rails, but they're personnel rails. They do exist, and they connect to all the major floors and rooms.
If there's one near the bridge, can I see if it's still functioning?
Yeah, you go over to it. It looks like it's sort of like a seat. It's like almost like a merry-go-round seat, but just like a pod.
Yeah.
Hooked into the wall. And you sort of sit down in it, and it closes, and there's a panel in front of you that has sort of a schematic of the ship.
It's a Wonkavator.
Let's see if I can get to the hangar.
Ting. You just sort of start moving very quickly to one side.
I've always wanted to be inside one of those little, bank movement systems.
Yeah, and I've got my mechanical hand.
Yeah, locked on. Latch on. Thing. You're close and you're in a capsule, but there's still a thing to hold on.
Yeah,
to.
but just in case there's a break in the rail and I end up shunted off into the air somewhere,
So yeah, it goes left and up, then left and down, then left and up, then back and forth, and so it's very jarring as it's going. You feel like it probably could use some oil. But eventually comes to a halt, opens up, and you're in the hangar, looking at Matisse, looking over a computer screen.
That's much more convenient. As I step out of
You
the-
hear Cadmus all of a sudden.
Hello there. How are you doing?
I found the cockpit and I found the transit system. So I'm doing rather well. I'm actually in quite a good mood.
I figured out how to operate these.
I look at the holes in your door.
Not only are there 2 holes in the hangar door, the hangar is still trying to open. Just nyeh-ching, nyeh-ching,
I pointed to the
nyeh-ching.
second one. That one was actually Gilda.
Did you figure out how to start them slowly?
I haven't quite worked that part out yet.
Not yet. I'm just figuring out how to recharge it.
I've got control schematics for you, and I've got battery schematics. I figured you'd want to know about the hangar.
That would be helpful.
Well, first off, there's a power supply, and I list the location on the ship.
I plug it in. And
Take it out, plug it in over there.
get in the cockpit with the schematics on my trophy and start.
Yeah, you start learning. You start learning pretty quickly. You'll be able to pilot one of these
Cool.
properly. The one outside still has a clamp on it. By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it went so slow.
No, it was because it was still in first gear.
What I will need is at least 2 more competent pilots to try and get this thing not in the air. That's going to take like 6, but somewhere we can make use of it.
Can I roll an aerospace mechanics check to
Sure.
guesstimate how structurally stable this ship is
Sure.
based on the holes I've seen? Oh, that was bad. That was a success.
One success.
1 success.
I mean, it's still intact.
No way to know right from my guess.
You haven't seen enough of it,
Okay.
and you're not familiar with the material used. You're not familiar. There's a lot of things you're not
Was
familiar
there
with.
any damage readout from the cockpit?
Yes.
How many holes were there? I would have been pouring that over to see if it was possible to move.
Bits of the sensors are damaged, so it's not a complete picture. From what you can tell, from what the ship could tell, hull was about 20% breached, with an extra 5% unknown.
Yeah. All right.
So and it's really difficult to tell.
Which is a large mass of the hull, but it's also
a large hull.
It's a large hull.
I would personally rather have an entire crew from the Deadlands come over, patch up all the holes first, test the structural integrity, spend a couple months.
While that's true,
Yeah,
we've also got somewhere else to be, and I'd rather not.
Well,
Yeah,
we cannot move this.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to leave this, but I was wondering if anybody from the if they've already sent anybody up this way. I'm going to call back and see if they've actually
Head
sent
outside and
anybody.
check.
Yeah,
So you
if anybody on the way up here to check this out because we have to keep moving.
It takes a minute. Thank you, Kat, for 155 bits.
Yay!
It takes a minute.
The shark
But-
is thankful too.
After a moment, you get the face of Harlan. Team 17.
Yeah.
What are you reporting?
We got this spaceship up here, and we were sending back information on it over the last few hours. but,
No, we've been seeing that. Lots of interesting tech.
Well, a lot of this stuff is working pretty well. We don't want to walk away from it unless anybody else,
We've
take
got-
it. So we want to have
Really-
you guys come up and secure this if you want it.
No, we'll be sending a team up pretty soon, and then you hear, "Hold on, give me one moment, please." And the Harlan that sits outside in Comrade's armored face steps into view. "Please, you must tell me, is this information you are providing true? Did the Frenchman fly through a dragon?"
We got two of the ships were working. We're recharging a third one now. We're probably going to launch it.
They got the video,
The
right?
chances are, yeah, the video of them
Yeah,
exploding
yeah.
out of it, and then the gunshots going into the mountain.
Yeah.
So yeah, we know this stuff works pretty well. So you
It's
might
like a
want to.
great cinematic angle on that.
So just
Just like
Well, there are
Tell-
there are more ships.
tell Matisse that Comrade wants to buy him drink when you return. And then he steps away.
I think he already drank before he got in the cockpit.
And Harlan comes back. Right. So yes,
Comrade himself is going to come up here and just.
we'll be sending a team up soon to reclaim any technology that's left behind.
I think Matisse and comrades
so-
sharing a spaceship is the single most dangerous thing that could possibly
So
exist in this universe.
I also hop on the line. So based on readout, we got anywhere between a 20 and 30% breached hull. We're going to need a lot of scrap to patch that up to get it actually moving properly.
There is a lot of scrap here.
There
You
is.
might be able to fix it with all of the internal damage.
But I definitely recommend bringing some extra scrap if you can.
Right, we'll pack it up in that trailer you guys provided previously. He looks over.
It's gonna be about 2 days.
It'll be about 2 days for us to get up there. If you guys could hold it down before you move on to your next objective.
We'll wait here a couple of days for
Yeah,
your
we can
crew
wait here.
to get here before we keep moving north.
All right.
Let's just stay on the guns in case anything does show up. We'll just blast things out of the water.
Just keep it safe. We don't want any raiders or anything being attracted to it. Might be
They
best to
might-
power
I
it
think
down.
Everybody in about a 50-mile radius knows we're here.
Well, stay safe.
But they do not know how to drive the ships. I think we have a slight edge.
We'll send
And
up
by
our.
slight, we mean very slight
We'll send up
at
any
this point.
engineers and pilots we have.
How many fighters are still left in the hangar?
Well,
One.
there's only
Just
one
the one?
in that hangar. But there are other.
There are
hangars
three
around.
there are three in the other hangar as well, but it's underground.
All right.
Yeah, that's okay.
How big are they to try to get through the hallways?
Too big.
No.
Okay. We'd have to-
Can they be transited from one hangar to the other on the rail system they're hanging from?
No.
They're typically meant to go out one hangar and into the other.
Yeah.
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 They didn't plan for it being
For it to be
underground.
flying. Plan
While
these
that's
ships
happening,
flying
then
inside.
Matisse, would you like to go get the energy cell from the one you parked on the ground outside? Start charging up.
Could this ship? Is there a way for it to pick up the other ship and bring it in?
Nope.
Okay. Then I will.
We'll need to get that one back on a rail, so we're gonna need to get it flying again before we can do that.
It's already got the clamp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
you
down
can't-
and get
you
the.
can't- But you can't reattach that clamp.
We can weld it back on. We'll figure it out.
Okay, you're gonna hover that thing up.
Hover it
Well,
till it
hover it in
back
space
into
and he welds it
place.
back in place. I'm going to sleep before that happens.
Yes. Go down, get the power cell, bring it up.
No,
start charging.
I'm mostly just trying to see is there another clamp that we can attach it to?
Nope.
If we get the clamp off the back.
This is a 3-ship
It's a
hangar.
3-ship hangar.
And
One-
two of the clamps have already been taken out.
And 2 of the clamps are gone, yeah. One of them you're not getting back.
Sorry.
Because you ran it into a
I,
mountain and then shot it.
I ran it into a mountain and then shot it.
No, you shot it, then ran into a mountain, then shot it.
I'll need your heavy lifting skills and probably a winch to get that clamp off of the ship and back onto that rail so we can properly mount the ship again.
Elephant mode.
Oh, that's right. We do have a power suit. That might help.
Wake up.
All right.
Wake up.
All right. Basically,
I feel like
we're
I know
going
what's
to
going
So,
on.
you guys have 2 days.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try and get the clamp off of the fighter, and so I can get it up there and weld it back on, so we can actually mount the fighter again.
Give me aerospace mechanics checks.
All right.
Actually, this will be industrial mechanics.
Industrial mechanic. All right.
Yeah,
I'm better at that.
They're actually both are the same for me.
Industrial mechanics checks.
That was very nearly a glitch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3.
So yeah, it takes the better part of the first day.
Mhm.
But you guys do get the clamp off and back up and welded on. You realize there's a lot of internal electronics that got sheared off when
So
you put
the
it back
clamp
in.
probably doesn't move anymore.
Yeah, you're going to have to actually get an electrician in there to rewire it and get it working again before it'll actually open and close.
Yeah.
I'm going to after the first one's charged. Now that I've had a chance to look at the control schematics and everything,
Yes.
going to take it for a much more cautious.
Give me a piloting check.
No.
Gotta put it in hover mode, lower it down so we can go through the amount of the door that's actually able to open.
First, you're going to take it for a test ride, apparently.
7.
Yeah, no, you've got it hovering.
Turns out
correctly.
reading the manual.
Yeah, you've got a pretty good handle on how to fly this thing. You take it for a few laps, keeping it in its lowest speed setting.
I take a look at the energy, how much energy I'm using. That sort
Not
of
a
thing.
whole lot currently when you're using it low energy. Yeah, no, you definitely have it.
I call
Working
them up while it's
well.
up there. Can you scout the area? I mean,
And
See
here
if there's any-
is the
see if there's any
equivalent
little.
vehicle card.
Ooh. See if there's any like villages or anything in the nearby area.
Oh goodness, that has a price tag on it, sir.
Yes,
Well,
it does.
yeah.
Oh, let me see.
How many
How much?
billion?
How fast does this thing get to?
Look at the speed.
8.
Speed of 8. To give you an idea,
It can go a kilometer in a turn.
a high-end sports car has a speed of 7.
So this thing can go a kilometer in a turn.
The turn is
So,
3 or 6.
6 seconds, roughly.
6 seconds.
I don't know how fast that is when you translate it out.
0 to 60 in no seconds.
0 to 60, yeah.
A kilometer in a turn, just over a kilometer. It's going roughly 3/4 of a mile. That's over a kilometer.
Yeah.
3/4 of a mile. So that's 360 times 3/4. No, because it's 6 seconds. So that's
Divided by 6.
divided by 6. So miles per. I'm trying to figure out miles per hour.
Yeah.
Then multiply by 60.
Multiply by 60.
By 60, then 10. So multiply by 600. So divide. Yeah. So multiply the 3/4 by 600. So that's 1,800.
But actually, if it's a kilometer per round, just multiply by 10.
18. Well, hold on. 1,800.
Multiply by 10, then 10 again.
No.
Because 10...
60
Yeah.
seconds.
10 for-
10
10 for a
times
minute.
60. That's 600, sir.
Yeah.
1,800 divided by 4, which is going to be.
I have a calculator.
450.
Yeah, 450. So this thing goes 450 miles an hour, which is just over Mach 1.
Yep.
Or no, that's not even. That's not Mach
No,
1.
that's not Mach.
Because Mach 1 is 600 miles per hour.
Yeah.
It goes a little faster than that, then.
Okay.
600.
So bump the speed up to 9, so it can
Yeah.
get up to about 700 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's.
Yep.
Speed is.
How long would it take me to get this back to the base?
Back to the Deadlands?
Oh,
Yeah.
Deadlands?
Not very long.
If you want to open it up,
A couple of hours?
come back with them.
There's only room for 2 people in it, though.
Well,
Bring
yeah.
Comrade back.
No, that's what I'm doing.
No.
I
Go pick up
may
Conrad.
otherwise. I will be back in a little bit. Don't worry. Fly to the Deadlands.
I'm suddenly a little worried.
Park the thing down. Phone up Comrade. Be like, Comrade,
Let's take a little.
I have brought back a very sweet.
So he
Right.
flies off. What the rest are you doing?
Wait, and does he tell us he's leaving?
Yes,
No,
he did
just
tell
takes
you.
time. Well,
No,
yeah, he
told us.
says he'll-
Yeah, he told
He
you.
says.
I said I'd be back by the night. By nightfall.
Did we find like cases and cases of guns, or was it just like
4 cases, yeah.
okay? All right,
We can search the ship more. We got 2 days.
Gilda's gonna go through the guns, clean them best that she can,
Right.
take them apart.
Actually, we can probably start going through the ship. And wasn't this thing full of monsters?
No, well.
It had like 4 of them,
We
yeah.
killed
We killed the witch.
Yeah, we killed the witch and the monsters.
You knew she was leading you to them. You're not certain if she was responsible for them or not. I don't know what you guys are laughing at.
My reading was the Fool, Wheel of Fortune, and the Hanged Man.
So yeah, you guys are going through the ship, searching for any other supplies you might find.
Yeah.
Looking for
Roll for that?
lead line boxes and things like that.
Yeah, you definitely find some.
those.
You eventually find the research labs, and while much of the materials in there were destroyed in the crash, they do have sample collection cases which are all lead lined.
Okay.
So you can very easily find.
Enough old
Oh, yeah.
pieces,
Shoom, shoom.
predominantly
A couple hours later,
teeth and scales.
you land back at the Deadlands.
I'm gonna ring up Comrade directly.
Hello, who is this?
Hello, Métis Dubois. You might want to come up above ground for a moment.
If this is some sort of highfalutin shenanigans, I will shoot you in the face.
He's used to it.
Mr. JFK has not been used in quite a while.
Don't worry. I am fairly sure he will appreciate this.
Very well. After a few minutes, you see the heavily armored form of Comrade walking out, his chain gun sort of hanging off his back along with his shotgun and revolver.
I open up the cockpit and indicate the pilot, the secondary seat that has access to all the guns.
It's like all of my birthdays have come at once, Comrade. You have made me very happy. Tink, tink, tink. The ship slightly dips as he climbs up it.
He gets in the gunning seat.
Yep.
When I was flying here, did I see any particularly good, monster-filled wastelands?
Yep. Plenty of targets.
Here we go. We're gonna go just.
Go on a strafing run.
Let's see how well he rolls his gunnery.
Comrade just gets a field day.
Da 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 da.
Comrade and Matisse, probably not best to leave alone.
Hang on.
And that's exactly
It's hard to hold all these dice.
Don't Stop Me Now starts playing.
Actually, yeah. So he plugs his something into like the audio system of the cockpit, and you hear Don't Stop Me Now starts playing. Just by Queen.
I have no intention of stopping anything.
I don't think
And
anything else is capable of it either.
so while flying back, a mountain, a skyscraper, and another dragon.
So what happens to the dragon?
As you guys end up, he gets out and skins some of it, and does some work. So he comes back a little bit later than intended. But when you guys get back, you see that there's a dragon skull mounted to the front of the ship.
Yes!
And as it lands and it opens up, you realize that the dragon skull is mounted onto the hatch.
Onto the cockpit hatch.
Yeah.
Rises up when-
So it rises up. And as it rises up, you see Comrade and Matisse get out. The black armored body of Matisse and the red armored body of Comrade.
This is beautiful.
Just climbing down. Well, that was most fun. Hits his trophy on his wrist and brings it up, and you can tell that Harlan has come up on the other side. I am at this spaceship. Please hurry in sending others. Well then, I believe you have ship to show me around.
If I am correct, the first place we'll be showing to you is the how do you use the big guns? I ask Cadmus.
Certainly. We've
downstairs.
got a transit system right here as I lead him to the nearest transit pod.
So the three of you go and get into transit and head up to the cockpit.
Up to
The other
bridge, yeah.
three, give me perception checks.
Whatever it is, we're just going to tell Comrade about it, and it will stop being.
This is like the one time that Matisse and Cadmus are on good terms is when they're showing Comrade the guns.
I'm not even paying attention. I rolled a 1.
Yeah, no, you're just like sort of looking at the dragon head and you're like,
That's what I was going to do with the other one.
it's like,
4
Oh.
Let's
successes.
do that with that other ship. Let's do that.
5 successes.
so the two of you hear on sort of at distance the sound of engines revving, and you recall two things. One, you recall that, oh yeah, there's a mad AI / technomancer something controlling bandits that have been a problem recently. And two, you recall that this is the sound their motorcycles made. You sort of look at the distance around the collapsed mountain, and you see just like a dust cloud as a horde of vehicles are approaching.
I'm going to immediately get on the trophy. Do you guys know how to re-aim that cannon?
No response.
I think they're
going to
down
try to-
underground.
Get in the transit pod and head down to us.
Yeah, I'll get in the transit pod.
Okay,
Meanwhile,
okay,
back in the
she and I-
cockpit.
she and I are-
And I'm going to continue
I am
checking to see as soon as I can get
getting
on.
behind the.
So
whatever the awesome
I
thing
show
is
I
that
show
there.
comrade around the bridge. So we've got engine controls here and gunnery controls here. I think is the part that you're interested in.
Let us see these gunnery controls. Please pull up targeting.
I try and pull up the targeting screen for the.
And yeah, the visual feedback for the guns are still working.
So
And
I pull up the screen. Oh, we've got a nice horde of targets, comrade.
he looks at, what is this we see here? And yeah, you see this cloud of dust of vehicles approaching.
Oh yeah, we
I
have
believe
contact.
this is what you call Christmas come early.
Well, it is only Christmas come early if we get to open up presents. And he reaches out for what he thinks is the firing control. It is.
It is.
Just hits it. And outside, you just hear as this lance of light just erupts from the side and just strafes across the oncoming horde. And it's just a bright light. As like a dome lights up.
There's not even like the noise of the explosion is kind of drowned out by the explosion itself. So just,
Well, it's just, and then you get the reverberations, much like when it hit the mountain, coming back past you. Your hair gets blown back in the pressure wave. That was less satisfying, but not satisfying.
Yoda kind of like soul smelling kicks the gun.
You can still fire it if you want.
No, there's no target. They're all gone. It's no fun. You can't kill them.
I'm still heading down there, but in the transportation tubes, I hear us.
he's here.
Actually, no. It's pretty well dampened in the transport tube. So you're just,
So you pop out of the bridge.
Pop out
Yeah,
on
he
the-
pops out of the bridge and
How big is the targeting system? Is it
it's
like a big
it's a
screen?
monitor, but there are three people in front of it. You can't see what they're looking at. You just sort of see the backs of Comrade, Matisse, and Cadmus.
so you start talking.
Hey, we've got a bit of a problem. Judging from how intently you are viewing those targeting computers, I'm guessing we do not have a problem.
What problem are you speaking of? You see Comrade turns and you can see past him and you just see dust. You still see the explosion light.
The one that I believe was just removed from existence.
Ah, that one, yes. Target practice, I believe, was the statement. I will enjoy this.
Comrade, I think once we've got the hull on this ship patched up and we got enough engineers to pull it out of the ground, the Deadlands might actually have a real opportunity somewhere.
Oh yes, I believe this will be a critical asset to our Utopia project. We will have to mount it somewhere. Likely not able to fly, but a bulwark with guns like that is an impressive bulwark. I feel like we would not have to worry about dragons very much.
Dragons are honestly one of the biggest threats that keep the Utopia project from moving forward.
It is indeed. And we killed one on the way here. It was very exciting.
And this time we did not kill it with the front of the ship.
No, we killed it with the guns.
Well, gentlemen, I believe we've got a bright future ahead of us.
I do believe we do. But first, we must wait until the rest of the engineers get here and patch up things, and we move it, and then I believe you have an
Yes,
assembly
we still have
plant.
a primary mission. I believe we've accomplished 3 secondary missions over the course of getting on the way to our primary.
Stop it.
It's been quite a few days, apparently. You have been gone a week or so.
Yeah.
It's good to see teams achieving, accomplishing missions as they go. It's good to see. Warms my heart.
It was a rocky start, but I think we're finally getting places.
Well then, we still have day. And then he goes back.
Let's see if we get any more target
He
practice.
hits the button again. you get another laser light glancing out in the distance.
No, just for no reason.
He's growing on me. And with the lasers having been tested thoroughly, a dragon skull on top of a jet fighter, and not anybody dead. We will call that session to a close. So, thank you all very much for joining us here on the Deadlands Hunter Society. We've been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out at our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can check us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. If you'd like to support us financially, you can do so there. Thank you to all our patrons, especially our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Cat Waterflame, without whom we wouldn't be able to do quite as much as we do already. Thank you all, those of you that are watching on Twitch, thank you. We're glad to have this back with a visual. We do apologize that you missed last week, or not last week, the week before last. It's worth a listen if you haven't listened to it yet, though. So good. Anyways.
I think it leads up to this madness.
It did lead up to this madness, it's true.
2 really good sessions.
Thank you. But yeah, remember we are Twitch affiliates here on Twitch, which means that you can subscribe to us with any sort of subscription you have. Remember, it is September, which means that if it's your first time subscribing, you do get half off, and we get the full amount of the subscription as the streamers. So. If you haven't subbed before because you couldn't afford it, it's a good time to try it out, see if you like it, and it supports. If you support anybody, it doesn't have to be us, but use it. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you do have a free $5 subscription associated with your Amazon Prime account, which you can throw our way or you can throw any other way. It doesn't matter. It's also Twitch is currently still giving to charity, so when you donate bits, you can give #charity at the end of your cheer, in order to and they will match your donation up to $35,000, I think, what's the charity?
Was it Extra Life?
Extra Life. Thank you.
Life.
To Extra Life.
I believe they're also no, that's a separate thing. Sorry.
I think they've raised like $25,000 so far, so they still have plenty of money to give. So make them give money. But yeah, and if you like what we do, let folks know, because when we get 500 followers on Twitch, then we get to become Twitch partners, which means we get a bigger chunk of change. This hand is the one you can see. A bigger chunk of change from the stuff that you donate. We appreciate that. Also, I'd like to thank the folks over at 411mania.com. William, you've heard the spiel before. Tell us about 411mania.com.
I've heard the spiel like a dozen times, and I don't know that I can recite it perfectly. But 411mania.com is a geek culture website that covers just about everything you could want to know about nerd culture, about MMA, wrestling, video games, pop culture, movies. What the new movies coming out on any individual weekend are, reviews about recent releases. More information on Mayweather and what stupid stuff he's done. I'm pulling that one, I think, from a couple weeks ago. I think I don't recall, but anything and everything. Also, all the Final Show Film stuff. 411mania.com. Go check them out.
Yep, we appreciate them. We appreciate you guys. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. And we'll see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.